All right, welcome to another day of baseball here at St. Genevieve. I'd like to welcome all the Dragons fans, and maybe we have some Valle fans today. I don't know that anybody that's joined in and watched, we appreciate it. And we do have the hometown rival game today here to start off the doubleheader, and that is St. Genevieve is hosting the Valle Catholic Warriors. And again, the doubleheader, St. Genevieve will also be playing Arcadia Valle after the first game. Don't have a lot of things for you, but I know the Warriors come in, I think, like 20-1, somewhere around there, and the Dragons come in at 7-11 as they lost yesterday a tough game against the Perryville Pirates. The lineup for the Valle Catholic Warriors is Jagers will lead off, Oberle batting second, Balsler batting third, and pitching. Wood is the fourth batter, Meyer, Loida, and we have Beezer, who is DHing for Bloom, and Samples and Rollhouse finishes out the Warriors lineup. And for the Dragons, we do have a little bit of a change in their normal than what we had yesterday. Morgenthaler is leading off again. Kemper is second. Lamadier is third. Giesler is batting fourth. Brady Boyer playing right field and batting fifth. Toombs again is at DHing for Henson. And then Staffen batting seventh. Vaith batting eighth. And then the change is Brewster, who is pitching, is batting ninth. So Brewster not normally in the lineup and is today. He's pitching. And again, other than that, I don't see too many changes in the field. Do you, Mr. Toombs?
Oh, it looks like pretty much the same group we had out there yesterday. Wyatt was pitching, and, they had Camden in while he was, in pitching. But pretty much the standard lineup that Coach McDaniels put out there most of the games.
Yeah, we have Toombs DHing. That's probably from the beginning of the year might be the difference. Toombs was either pitching, playing third, catching first, and Selby was the normal DH, I think. Yeah. And I know that, just the last couple of games, I don't know if it's been longer than that, Toombs is now the DH instead of Selby. So, again, not a lot of changes from what we've had early on. Jake Brewster. Again, we said is pitching, and we're going to run through some of his pitching stats before we get started. Jake has pitched 8 innings in 5 games. He has a 0-0 record. He has 1 save. Has given up 16 hits, 15 runs, 8 walks, 11 strikeouts, and a 7.875 ERA. So, is this Brewster's first start, it kind of looks like, maybe?
It might be. He's come in quite a bit out of the bullpen and in certain parts of the game. He's really it started out early when he first was building his arm strength. He was a little high, but here recently he's been a lot more consistent. So this, I believe, is his first opportunity to start a game.
All right, here we go. We have the leadoff batter is number 9, Jagers, coming to bat, and he lays down a bunt. Brewster pops off the mound, turns, throws, and not in time. So Jagers with some speed starts off with a base hit, a bunt for a base hit here in the first inning. In steps number 11, Oberle for the Valle Catholic Warriors. And we can say, as you've seen, Jagers has some speed, so Dragons are going to have to keep him close. We'll see if maybe we get another bunt, and that's a ball out from Brewster. And here's the second pitch, and there's a drive to left, or nope, that's going to tail to center field. Wyatt Lomadier underneath makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Now batting number 3, Connor Balsler. So we have 1 out here with a runner on first. Brewster looks in to get a sign. The pitch, and ball 1. Jagers was going at first. He takes off. There's a throw from Giesler. Too high and too up the second towards the second baseman side, so Jagers with a stolen base there now moves himself into scoring position for the Warriors. We do have a 2-0 count here on Bosler. And Bosler is pitching today also, and there's ball 3 high. Another nice day we have here. Plenty of sunshine. Not too hot again, as there's strike 1 from Brewster. A little bit of a breeze is kind of nice.
Yeah, it looks like it's blowing out a little bit to right. Breeze coming across.
Brewster ejects the runner at second, comes home, and there's a drive to center. That's going to carry Womanier going back, and it's going to be over his head. Doesn't go to the wall. He gets there. We have a cutoff from Staffen to throw to the plate. Not going to be in time. And balls are all the way to third base. So a RBI triple for Connor Bosler to start the Warriors with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Wyatt didn't judge that well at first, but it looked like he was waiting to see where it was going to go and then had to get on his horse.
Yeah, he did that kind of yesterday too, that one, I don't know, taking that first step in. I don't know if he would have gotten there anyway, but because that was a pretty good shot. But I think you're right. He really wasn't running full speed backwards at the beginning.
Here again, Coach McDaniels brought the infield in here in the first inning.
Batting for the Warriors is now number 14, Wood. And he is ahead in the count, 2-0. Brewster comes set. Here's the pitch. Ball 3 outside. 3-0 count. And the pitch, and there's a strike. 3-1. Probably, and should have known, the biggest crowd we've had so far this year, with the stands decently full, and then a good crowd up on the hill. As there's a pitch, and that's fouled off to the right side. Ooh, almost hit a car that's pulling in right in front of it. Brings the count 3-2. Getting 1 out here in the top of the first. Warriors have a runner on third, and there's the pitch. That's up and in, ball 4. So Wood will trot down to first, and number 27, Meyer, will step in to bat for the Warriors. So now we have a first and third situation with 1 out. See the third baseman in Kemper's in on the grass. There's the runner goes. We're going to throw back to third, and nice job by Kemper to save that one from going into the outfield, as Giesler fired that one on the foul side of the third base, and Kemper had to dive across Connor Bosler to catch that one. So now the Warriors have second and third. And there's a ball 1. 1-1. Here's the pitch, and there's a drive to right field. Brady running over to his left. It's going to be in foul territory. Makes the catch, and we're going to have a play. No play at the plate. Bosler's tagged and scored for the second run of the inning, and Wood, moves over to third base.
Third baseman, number 2.
So Brady Boyer able to catch that one in foul territory down the right field side. Makes the second out of the inning. And in steps number 2, Loida. There's the pitch, ball high. Brewster comes set. The pitch, and there's strike 1. 1-1 the count. Brewster still deciding to pitch from the stretch. And there's another ball high, 2-1. Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. He's been high, and he's kind of done the same thing today, and that's why he's not really been in the strike zone, or the Warriors able to drive the ball out to the outfield with these high pitches. And there's a good pitch on the outside corner. That's where he needs to keep it. It's a good spot. Not much you can do with it there, but maybe ground it to second base. So we have a 2-2 count now with 2 outs, runner on third. And there's the pitch, and popped out of play over to the right side. And it'll keep the count 2-2. And that's a ball high. Looked like he tried a little change up or some kind of breaking ball. Stayed up. Brings it to a full count. And that's another one. Ball 4 for Jake Brewster. So already into the 7th batter for the Warriors is the DH, number 1, Beezer. So the Warriors already scored 2 here in the top of the first, and now they have first and third with 2 outs, and Jacob Beezer up to bat. And a little breaking ball, and there's a ground ball to short. Hinson able to come over and make the stop, but not able to corral it enough to make a throw. And so that'll be an RBI for Beezer, I guess, or error.
What would you score, Coach?
Well, I think it's an error because he bobbled it. You know, I don't know if even if he got it clean, would he have been able to make the throw? He seems like he was. I don't know if it's because he's holding on the run. Well, there wasn't a runner at that point, but it seemed like he's really close to the base, and you know he had to run over to make that play, which I thought should have been right at him if he was, to me, in the right spot. So I'm not really sure again if he would have gotten it there. As there's another base hit over the shortstop's head into left center, and that'll score another run to give the Warriors 4. And that was Samples, Brendan Samples with an RBI single there.
Right fielder, number 4.
So the Warriors now have first and second here, again with 2 outs. And in steps the 9th batter, Rollhouse. So the Warriors able to go through the lineup here in the first inning. And there's ball high. And there's a swing and a miss by Rollhouse. So we'll make the count 1-1. So even though Bruce, how many have we walked? 1, I think. And there's strike 2, 1 and 2.
2.
Oh, 2 walks. I was going to say, I know he's thrown some balls, but it didn't seem like there was just the Warriors been hitting the ball. And again, that's probably because he's been up and they've been able to drive it. So again, we got a runner at first and second. They tried to keep the runner at second close, and there's strike 3 as Rollhouse goes down looking. So in the top of the first, the Warriors off of 2 walks. I'm not sure how many hits. 4 runs.
Let's see. 2 hits, I believe.
2 hits, so.
Oh, sorry. 3, because I missed the triple. 3 hits.
So 2 walks, 3 hits. Scores 4 runs for the Warriors in the top of the first inning. So the Dragons got themselves in a hole, and yesterday the Pirates did the same thing, picked up a couple runs in the first. We were able to come back and tie it in the bottom of the first, and they kind of went back and forth, and the Dragons unable to really come back towards the end as we had that bad 7th inning, I think it was, where they gave up 5 runs. And so, again, the Dragons have dug themselves in a hole here, but hopefully they can pick up some hits and some runs and get right back in this game. Again, we do have Connor Bosler on the mound for the Warriors. Leading off for the Dragons will be number 42, Derek Morgenthaler. The stats I have were not up. I don't have an updated from yesterday, so these stats will be before yesterday's game. And Morgenthaler was batting .435 on the season with a .536 on base percentage.
I think he helped himself yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he was 2 for 3 yesterday.
So he was 2 for 3, so that definitely jumped his average up. from that 435 mark. I'm not a good enough math guy to figure that out. Anybody with a calculator at home can, let's see, he had 46 at-bats and 20 hits. So now he's 22
49.
for 49. 22 for 49.
22 for 50 would be 440. So he's just
under
above
440.
that, actually.
Oh, above it.
Yeah, because he's got less at-bats. He's 49 at-bats. So above 440.
All right, here's the first pitch from Connor Bosler. And that's a ball outside. We do have on deck Kemper next, as Morgan looks at strike one, brings the count to 1-1. And there's a drive. That's going to be right at the shortstop. Pretty good contact there from Morgan Thaler, just right at the shortstop for the first out of the inning.
Third baseman, number 1.
And again, steps in third baseman number 1, Kemper. Kemper came in before yesterday at a 235 average. He was 12 for 51.
He was 0 for 4 yesterday. So
he's 12 for 55.
That might be 13.
And there's a drive to right center, and that does get down. He's rounding first, digging for second, and there is a play, and he's safe as he slides in there underneath the tag. So a nice shot by the right fielder. Not sure who that was, but had a close play at second. But Morgan Thaler, hustling all the way, is able to get a double to start us off here.
It's Tristan Rollhouse out there in right field.
That was a good arm by Tristan. And now stepping in, Wyatt Lomadier. And Lomadier had a 302 average. He was 16 for 53.
And he was 3 for 4 yesterday.
I do know that's 75%.
Yeah,
I can figure that one out.
That is.
So that makes him 19 for 57. 19 for 57.
Yeah, I mean, we could get our phone out and calculate it.
Just giving us something to talk about.
Yeah, you're right.
Here's the pitch, and there's a ball outside, brings the count to 1-1. And I think, him going 3 for 4 yesterday is probably why McDaniel moved him down to the third spot in the batting order, as he was the leadoff. He was getting on base, but with those hits, again, it's pretty smart to hopefully get some guys on in front of him and then use his bat. As he looks at strike two, and that brings the count to 2-2. And here's the 2-2 pitch. And he swings through that one and misses. A strike three for the second out of the inning. And in steps number 9, Dalton Giesler. Dalton came in batting .308. He was 16 for 52.
0 for 4 yesterday. So what'd you say, 16 for 52?
16 for 56.
It's a 286.
So it dropped from 308 to 286 as he has strike one on him. It's going to be nice for the Dragons to be able to get Kemper in here after his double. Right now he's down at second base, and there's a foul ball by Giesler. So we have an 0-2 count here with 2 outs, runner on second. As Connor Bosler checks the runner, comes home, and Giesler fouls that one off again. So good at bat here for Dalton Giesler as far as his battling. Kemper with a good lead at second, not really holding him on as there's probably 2 outs, and there's a breaking ball that stays up high and for ball 1. And here's the pitch, and he watches strike 3. So After a one-out double by Waylon Kemper, the Dragons are unable to move him around. And as they go into the top of the second, the Dragons are down 4-0. Or that wasn't Kemper that doubled, was it?
Kemper doubled, yes.
No. So what did Morgan Taylor do? I missed.
Morgan Taylor hit the line drive.
Oh,
to
yeah, the
shortstop.
line drive to shortstop. And we will have the top of the order, right, for the
Yes.
Warriors. So then will come Jagers, Oberle batting second, and Balsler batting third. Jake Brewster goes back out to the mound for his second inning of work. KFMO Sports texted me, and they're down here today, and they asked if they wanted us to come up there and show us how it's done. And I'm sure they would blow us. So I told him instead of a dance-off, we'll have an announce-off and see what happens. But I'm sure with the experience that they have, we would not stand a chance at all.
You know, Greg Allen and Mike Reese, they do a great job.
They do. One of my favorite to listen to, and they do a good job of not only just what they do with the game, but just kind of the way they communicate, I guess, banter back and forth with each other.
Right.
Is always great to listen to.
That's what happens when you get a good guy with another good guy, and that's why hopefully somebody else will show up other than me for the second game.
I don't know. I don't know if there's any good guys up here in this stand ever, but we enjoy doing it. I know that. As we start off with a ball here. And then there's a foul. Nope, this is going to be in foul territory, but Vaith is able to stay underneath it and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So Jagers pops up to the first baseman, Vaith, in foul territory down the right field side. And in steps Oberle. I believe Oberle.
He flew out to Wyatt. First inning.
As he looks at strike one. So we're in the top of the second here. Again, Valle leading 4-0, and there's a breaking ball into the turf, and Oberle holds up. Be nice to see Brewster kind of getting a groove here. And there's a ground ball that's going to be over. Kemper Henson moving, throws, and not on target. Up the line. Again, Henson having to go to his right, make a backhand catch and then throw across his body across the diamond.
Yeah, that's easily a base hit there.
Yeah. And in steps Connor Balsler. I believe Balsler had the triple last time. Is that correct?
Yes, he
RBI
did.
Triple. As he looks at ball one. Oberle over at first. It does have some speed. He's got a decent lead off. And there's the pitch and strike one for Jake Brewster. Brings the count to 1-1. Coach Geck over there yelling out some colors and numbers instead of giving signals. They have their wristbands, and there's a ball in the dirt. Good scoop by Dalton Giesler. Keep it in front. Able to keep Oberle over at first, keep the double play alive. And here's the pitch from Brewster, and there's another one in the dirt. Brings the count to 3-1. So a good count here for Balsler to sit on. Maybe Oberle run as you going to look at something, and he does. He drives it to center field, and this one's going to be right at Wyatt Lomadier as he's able to take a few steps back, make the catch for the second out of the inning, and that keeps Oberle back at first base. And in steps number 14, Cole Wood. So again, we have 2 outs now here, top of the second. Runner on first. Jake Brewster checks the runner. Comes set, and there's a ground ball to Henson. Kneels down, makes the play, throws across, and gets the third out of the inning. So a much better inning this time for the Dragons as they do give up so one hit.
One hit.
One hit, but no runs and no walks. So nice job by Brewster in the defense to make a quick inning here in the second. Unfortunately, though, they still lead, or the Dragons are still down 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. Looks like we'll have Drew Toombs.
I think Brady will be up first.
Oh, no, Brady. Sorry. Just seen him come out of the dugout first. Brady Boyer will be batting first. Drew Toombs will be batting second. And third is?
Grant Staffen.
Staffen playing second base. I don't know if Connor's their ace, but I would probably think that he's pretty close to their best pitcher. So the Dragons are facing, again, some of the top pitching in the conference. I would guess right here.
Yeah, I don't know if he's necessarily number one. They got some kids that throw really well, but he's definitely known as one of the better pitchers in the conference.
Well, either way, no matter who you're facing, you have to go up and you have to take good swings at good pitches. And
that's right.
Hopefully, if you put it in play, good things will happen.
Leading off for the Dragons, right fielder, number 30.
So again, now stepping up is number 30, Brady Boyer. And he looks at strike one. And then he fouls that one off to the left side. Now his coach pops out and makes the play. It's like everybody playing about normal. Right fielder maybe a little deep, and Brady goes to the right side.
Yeah.
And he's Rollhouse able to come in and make the play and retire Boyer out for the first out here in the second inning. And in steps Drew Toombs, number 29. Again, he is DHing for Brandon Henson. Let's see here. Missed some stats on Boyer. We do have, there's ball one to Toombs. Toombs batting .292 when he came in. He was 14 for 48.
0 for 3 yesterday, so 14 for
51.
And a pop out this shortstop there.
As he is retired here in the second inning.
Second baseman, number 3, Grant Staffen.
Staffen here, it was coming in at a .236 average as he grounds the ball to third base. That's Deloida. He's able to make the play, and the Dragons go down 1-2-3 here in the second. So after 2, the Warriors still lead 4-0. As we've had that was a real quick second inning as the Dragons don't get any hits or no walks and no runs. And on the top of the second, we had the Warriors with no walks, 1 hit, and no runs. Looks like leading off for the Warriors, we will have, is that Loida?
That's Chet Meyer, I believe.
Chet Meyer's going to come out.
Should be their 5, 6, and 7.
So that is Chet Meyer, Loida, and Beazer. Sorry.
It's all right.
And the hill is really kind of filling up. We even have, looks like probably a baseball team out there in the far left corner in the shade. And they're lined up all the way down that third base line up on the hill.
Leading off for the Warriors, first baseman, number 27.
All right, we do have Jake Brewster again, going to take the mound for the third inning here. And again, Chet Meyer is going to lead it off for the Warriors. Here's the pitch. And it's ball one low. And the second pitch to Meyer, and he hits that one down the third base line just past a diving Waylon Kemper. And Derek Morgenthaler over to get the ball in as quick as possible to keep Meyer at first base. But that was a good hard hit. Waylon dove and tried to make the backhand play, but was unable to get there. And in steps Loida, number 2. You know, it's kind of interesting. You know, and I know you helped a little bit here with the River Dogs, that seeing these, you know, kids that we've coached for a couple of years, and along with Mike Loida, he kind of took over and helped the whole time. And kind of neat to see these guys now in high school and how big they've gotten.
Yeah. Yeah, you take a look at a couple of the two that were on the teams that, you know, you and I both coached, and Mike also, you know, with Chris Loida, and then you got Jacob Beezer right behind him, DHing.
And Loida has a 2-1 count on him. Again, Myers on first. And here's the pitch. And that's strike 2 on the outside corner. Meyer with a short lead. Brewster comes home, and there's strike 3. Lloyd caught looking on the outside corner, and that's a strikeout for Brewster for the first out here in the third inning.
Designated hitter, number 1.
And in steps Jacob Beezer, the DH for the Warriors. And there's strike 1. And Brewster really starting to hit that outside corner, keeping the ball away from the Warriors. And there's a pop fly that's going to be between the shortstop, and Henson is going to go back to make the play for the second out of the inning. Thought maybe he was going to carry a little bit more out to Lamadier, but
Left fielder, number 7.
stayed in short.
Brendan Samples.
So now we got 2 outs here, and in steps Samples. And we still have Meyer over at first base, and there's looks like a ball up high, a little change up there from Brewster.
Brendan didn't single in his at bat in the first inning.
And there's pitch number 2, strike 1. Brewster brings the fastball in there for a strike, evens the count to 1-1. And here's the 1-1 pitch, and Samples just kind of sticks the bat out there, but Brady Boyer able to run in and make the play for the third out of the inning. Thought maybe that was going to drop in a little short, but Brady's got some good speed out there. He was able to come in and make the play. And the Warriors, after Meyer getting on with a lead-off single, correct?
Yes.
Is that a base hit? And so we have no walks and 1 hit with no runs here for the third inning for the Warriors. So Brewster really settling in now, throwing some strikes. I think keeping him off balance, keeping the ball out away from him, is getting that outside corner. And so the hits, obviously he's not walking with the 2 walks like he had in the first, and the hits aren't near as being able to drive the ball as they did early.
You know, they were able to sit on some of those pitches and just wait for the ones that were grooved, because he was a little high that first inning. So
Connor Balsler will go to the mound for his third inning of work. As his last inning, I would guess 4 pitches maybe.
It wasn't very many. Let's see, 3.
I know
5,
the last batter was
6.
the first 6 pitches. The last batter was, I think his hit was off the first pitch.
Yep.
And we have Daniel Vaith
Daniel Vaith.
coming to the plate for the first time today. Vaith was batting .271. He had 13 hits of 48 at-bats.
Okay, and yesterday he was 1 for 3. So we'll figure this up here.
14 for 51.
14 for 51.
He looks at ball 1.
He's batting .275.
And there's a foul ball. Brings the count to 1-1. Bosler working at a good speed here as he brings in the 1-1 pitch. And that one, oh, look what I caught as Vaith grounded the ball back to pitch. Looked like he was going to go by him, and Bosler just kind of threw his glove. That was behind him, right?
Yeah, it was behind his back.
Behind the back, was able to make the snag with an easy throw at first. So nice play. Have to tip your hat to him on that. Not sure if you call that luck or skill, but he definitely, I don't know if I'd have been able to bring my hand behind my back like that and catch it. So
you know, sometimes you can make your own luck, and
Yep.
you know, he took the effort to kind of throw his glove behind his back there as he was following through, and ended up the ball went right in it.
a lot of times that's more than instinct than anything
Yes, it
else. And there's a ball to Brewster, brings the count to 1-1. Brewster batting in the ninth spot here, and he has a 2-1 count. Brewster, let's see here, was 2 for 3 with a 667 average. I did believe he
batted once yesterday.
batted once yesterday.
So
as he
he's got
swings through
500
that.
now.
So he was 2 for 4 or 0 for 1.
Yeah, he was 0 for 1.
That's a nice easy one. I could have figured that one out. 2 for 4. And here's the pitch from Bosler, and Brewster chases that one in the turf. And he's going to trot down and make him throw it. Not really hustling, but which I don't know if they want him to on, his knees. But at least make him throw it and see what happens. So that'll be a strikeout for Brewster. And we're back to the top of the lineup for Derek Morgenthaler. Again, Morgenthaler is batting right around 440. We didn't have the calculator at that time. He was 22 for 49, I believe.
Well, he's 22 for 50 after lining out the first
22
inning.
for 50.
So that's real easy. He is batting 440.
And he swings high at that one. Brings the count to 1-1. You definitely don't want to help Bosler out at swinging at that. And there's the pitch, and he drives that one to the shortstop. He's able to come over and make the play, and Morgenthaler's retired. And again, the Dragons go 1, 2, 3 here in the bottom of the third. So they have no hits, no walks, no runs. So as we head to the top of the fourth, the Warriors still leading 4-0 after that 4 spot they put on in the first inning. Brewster back out to the mound. Again, we do have a second game today that will be following this one. It'll be St. Genevieve versus Arcadia Valle Tigers, right?
Yes.
They're the Tigers. And, I think we'll have Dennis Kreitler that will help bring that game. He said he'll be here about 6:30. I don't know if that game will be going yet or started or not, but that's when he'll be here. So
that sounds good.
If he's late, we'll dock him.
Yeah, we'll cut his pay in half. How's that?
Leading off for the Warriors, right fielder, number 4, Tristan Rollhouse.
All right, as we start the top of the fourth inning, we will have Tristan Rollhouse, the 9th batter for the Warriors, as he will lead off, and then we'll have Jagers and Oberle at the top of the lineup. We do have Vaith creeping in here and Kemper, so worried about maybe a bunt out of Rollhouse here, and he looks at ball 1 high, up and in. Here's the second pitch from Brewster, and Rollhouse kind of fights that one off as Staffen able to make that place, coming in on one knee. So a little line drive right at Staffen for the first out of the inning. Pitch was in, it seemed like. Looks like Rollhouse was kind of jammed. And in steps Jagers. believe Jaggers walked maybe his first time and hit the second time.
He got a single the first time and popped up to
single.
Daniel Vaith in foul territory.
I'm just guessing if you
in
can.
the second.
So he is 1 for 2. And there's a strike, brings the count to 1-1. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. And here's a windup and the pitch. A little breaking ball breaks in there for strike 2 on Jaggers. And a 1-2 pitch, and there's ball up. Brings the count 2-2. Jaggers was the bunt.
Yes,
that was
bunt
right,
single
so.
in the first.
2-2 pitch. Ooh. Wanted to kind of almost went for it, but as it dropped in there a little low, brings the count to 3-2. And here's the full count pitch, and it's ball high and away. So Jaggers going to reach for the second time today on a walk. And in steps Oberle.
Oberle was 1 for 2 also.
Nick Overly.
He flew out in the first to Wyatt at center and then singled in and was stranded in the second.
So the Warriors have another runner on here in the 4th inning as Brewster checks on Jaggers over there. He's back safely. 1 out. It'd be nice to get a double play. I know it'd be tough as they have some speed here as Oberle up to bat. As Brewster's going to check on Jaggers again. Jaggers had the stolen base there in the 1st inning also. And here's the pitch, and there's a show bunt to steal, and Giesler's might have been there if it wasn't so high. It would have been at least a close play, and that's going to enable Jaggers to move over to third base. Again, that was straight. That was straight for Giesler, but high above the head. Enables Jaggers again to move over. So now we got 1 out with a runner on third. Oberle has a 0-1 count as that was a strike that he took. Get a little scoop by Giesler there. Brings the count to 1-1. Infield is in as they're going to try to keep the Warriors from scoring again, and there's strike 2 on the outside corner. And Brewster's ahead now 1-2. Here's the pitch, and a little changeup. That's going to chop. I think that's going to score a run. Staffen wisely goes to first and gets an out, but because it was such a slow, high chopping hit out towards second base, Jaggers is able to score from third. So nice play, I guess, from Staffen. Made the right choice. I don't think he could have got the runner at home and able to get the second out of the inning. And in steps Balsler. I know Balsler had a triple and
flew out to Wyatt.
So he is 1 for 2. And there's ball 2, 2-0. So the Warriors now lead 5-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch, and there's ball 3, 3-0. Balsler might be the one guy, a guy that you let swing away at 3-0, especially with a 5-0 lead. And if he gets one he likes, definitely swing at it. And there's ball 4. So 4 straight pitches to Balsler allows him to trot down to first base, and in brings catcher Cole Wood.
Cole is, I believe, 0 for 1 on the day. He walked in the first and hit grounded to shortstop in the second.
So we got Balsler at first. Give him some speed. You got to be ready for the steal. Wood up the bat. There's the pitch. And he pops that one up. That's going to stay in play. That's going to stay in fair territory. Kemper coming all the way in. Makes the catch for the third out. And the Warriors able to add 1 run here in the top of the 5th as now they lead 5-0. Coming up for the Dragons, we have
Number 2 hitter.
2 hitter.
2, 3, 4.
Kemper, Lallamendier, and Giesler for the Dragons. do have a middle school track meet, I think, going on at home now.
I did see some buses coming in as I left school. So
Not sure how many teams are there, but
yeah, I'm not sure either.
I know the middle school, the track, aren't too happy with what we're doing at PE because we're preparing for the mile, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So we're really pushing them, and we've built up to, pushing for 3 laps, which for those guys ain't much, but when they have a track meet, they're like, oh, do we have to really do it? And I guess, we might, could have let them out of it, but then is that fair? I don't know. So we just still make them run no matter what. So just take it easy. We're not timing you, but, we're just trying to make you better. So we're getting ready to start here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Coach McDaniel trots on down to his spot. Coach Gibson hasn't made it out to his spot. He only's got to take about 5 or 6 steps, but he's not there yet. He might be trying to hide in the shade as long as possible.
Waylon will lead us off this inning. He does have our one and only hit. It doubled in the 1st inning. It was stranded at second base.
Wouldn't be a broadcast if I didn't pick on Coach Gibson.
No, I agree. It's mandatory.
And there's a drive to Kipper. That's a little short hop at the shortstop, and he's able to make the throw and get Kemper out at first. So a good hard hit just in right at the shortstop. And that is Oberly over there at short. And in steps number 25, Wyatt Lomanier. I believe Wyatt struck out last time at bat. And there's ball 1 in the dirt. Here's the second pitch to Wyatt, and there's a foul tip. Good cut on that one. Just got a piece of it and fouls it straight back.
I see Frank down there trying to protect his equipment again. That was pretty close.
I think it was Wyatt the last time that hit his computer. And you think he would scoot back, maybe. I know there's not a lot room, but he could, I guess, scoot back into the crowd, or I don't know. Because it's not a hard fence, it's the net, so it does give back there a little bit. Now we have a 3-1 count on Wyatt. Hopefully it gets something right down the middle. He can drive, and there it is, and he fouls that one back over the top. So that'll bring the count to 3-2. Lots of kids here supporting the school teams. There's a ball. And Wyatt Lomber gets a trot down to first. It was in the gym after school with some of the middle school kids, and Coach S had some volleyball players. And we didn't realize we were both going to be in there. And we're like, well, how long you staying? And she's like, well, I can only go till 4 because they have to get to, the girls want to get to the baseball game. And it's understandable. Definitely come and watch this one. So Dalton Giesler steps in the bat as he looks at strike 1. That was inside. Almost looked like Giesler acted like he was going to hit him, but I guess it caught the inside corner. And we do have Wyatt Lomanier down at first as he walked, and they'll check on him, and he's back safely. Giesler, I believe, struck out the last time at bat, and he foul tips that one back to the screen. And now he's in the hole, 0-2. Lomanier's got some speed. Well, I'm sure Wood's got a good arm, but, at this point you try to maybe send him and get some things rolling. Or Bosler checks him twice, and there's the pitch, and Giesler swings through that one for strike 3, and the second out of the inning. So the Dragons have 1 runner on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. In steps number 30, Boyer.
Brady flew out to the right fielder last at bat to Tristan Rollhouse out there.
Lomanier's got him a good lead, but doesn't go. There's strike 1, inside and low.
Oh. Yeah, it was both. Let's just call it what it was.
I said inside low, and it was a strike because the umpire called it. I'm not saying it. In the book, it's considered a strike.
It is a strike.
They check on Wyatt Lomanier over at first. They're going to check on him again. Almost caught him that time. as the pickoff wasn't really after his big lead. He was kind of catching him as he was kind of walking out. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Boyer, and there he grounds ball. That's going to get through as Loida trying to dive over to get it, but can't get to it. And Brady Boyer has him a single here in the bottom of the fourth to put 2 runners on for the Dragons. So with Wyatt Lometer down at second, Brady Boyer at first, we have Drew Toombs, number 29, stepping in. Looking for a little base hit here with some good speed at second. Might find a RBI as Balzer steps off. Kind of looking back at Lometer. Also have some good speed at first if you could really find a gap. And here's the pitch. And there's a foul ball right over the top of us. 4 strike 1. So Toombs behind 0-1 in the count. Here's the second pitch, and there's a ball. A little low. Evens the count to 1-1. Good lead at first for Boyers. They're not holding him on. They check Wyatt at second. Here's the pitch, and there's a pop fly, and that's going to, looks like the second baseman is going to come back. There's 3 of them, and they allow the second baseman to make the play. So a little confusion at first, but he's able to make it for the 3rd out of the inning. So with 2 runners on, the Dragons strand those 2 and head to the top of the 5th, still trailing 5-0. Cardinals with another big game yesterday at the at-bats, and I think it was 11 to 4. 11 to 4. I fell asleep, didn't get to watch the whole thing, but you know, those bats are coming alive. Talked about it yesterday, the 2nd most runs in Major League Baseball. So, you know, I was hoping for, I guess Wainwright didn't throw bad. I mean, compared to what he's been doing, he did give up, I think, 2 home runs there early. But so, you know, an improvement, I guess you could say. But the bats are definitely is what keeping the Cardinals here in the mix. I think they're still 3rd in their division.
I haven't even looked, to be honest with you.
I know it's early, but it gives me something to do.
You know, I'm watching the hockey stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm more focused between that and, you know, coming to baseball games.
Yeah, hockey will be tomorrow, his first game. Don't throw any more hockey questions at me. I couldn't answer the ones yesterday.
I was wondering if you knew who the Quebec Nordiques became after they did it say when you looked it up?
If it said, I didn't read far enough.
They are now the Colorado Avalanche.
Ah. So the Minnesota North Stars is now the Dallas Stars. The Quebec Nordiques became the Colorado Avalanche.
Correct.
As Meyer swings through that one on his first pitch. He's behind 0-1. Brewster working into the 5th here. And there's strike 2 as Meyer's caught looking. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Jake. And almost gets Chet to chase. And almost caught the outside corner, but that's ball 1. And here's the pitch. That's ball 2, low and away. Evens the count to 2-2. There's the AV Tigers showed up over here. And there's a sticks the bat out, little drive to right field, and Brady Boyer able to come over and make a little jumping catch for that play to get Meyer out for the 1st out of the inning.
Yeah, right there, the sun is directly in his eyes. I think he may have lost it for a second, and then.
Yeah, and I didn't think it was going to carry to him. I thought it was going to kind of tail and drop in front of him. And there's a change up there on Loida. He swings through that one, fouls it back.
Chris is 0 for 1 today. He walked in the 1st and struck out looking in the 3rd.
And Here's the 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Lloyd watches that one. I think he must not like that pitch because I think he struck out looking at that same pitch last time.
It's on the outside black, I believe.
And there's a ground ball. Kemper gets the big hop, steps, throws across the diamond for the second out of the inning. So nice job by Kemper. And in steps number 1, Jacob Beezer.
Jacob is 0 for 2. He did reach and was stranded at second on an error in the first, and he popped up to the shortstop in the third.
Here's his first pitch, a little breaking ball. Didn't quite get on top of it enough. Stays high for ball 1. So we have 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Again, the Warriors leading 5-0. And there's a ground ball to Henson. Gets a good hop, steps and throws across for the third out of the inning. So nice job by Brewster and the Dragons to take the Warriors down 1-2-3.
First 1-2-3 inning we've had this game, Coach.
So that was 0 walks, 0 hits, 0 runs. I missed the 4th inning. What did they? I know they scored 1 run.
4th inning, they had scored 1 run on 2 walks.
2 walks.
They
Any hits?
no hits.
No hits.
They had the stolen base with an error when the throw went out into center field to move the runner over to third, and scored on the ground out to Greg Staffen, who will lead us off here in the bottom of the 5th.
So we will have, like I mentioned, Staffen, and then we'll have Vaith to follow, and Brewster. You know, really Brewster, I think, has done really, I mean, other than that first inning, he's done really well.
Absolutely.
I mean, the first inning he gives up 2 walks, which is the killer, and 3 hits. But since then he's walked 2 and given up 1 hit since that first inning. And I think it's nice to, you know, he's at least through the 5th. You know, yesterday we went through it 3 pitchers, I think. You know, so it's nice to come out and Staffen swings through his first pitch for a strike. To come out and gets a lot of innings out of 1 pitcher. And there's ball in the dirt. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ball high, 2-1. Ball 3 up high, so 3-1 the count. Balls are missing high. Staffen, a little bit of a shorter guy, so might make it a little tougher. As he takes ball 4, and that was low and inside. Overcompensated for the high pitches. So the Dragons get the leadoff batter on here in the bottom of the 5th. I know they have stranded 2 runners, at least 2, maybe 3.
Stranded 3.
3 so far, so hopefully getting the leadoff batter in steps Daniel Vaith. I'd like to see Staffen come all the way around to touch home plate, as there's ball 1. So Balsler has thrown 5 straight balls. Staffen with a little short lead at first, and there's ball 2 outside, 2-0. Coach Gibson gives him the kind of the small box symbol over there, sign. Not even a squeeze, and only look at something right down the middle. And there's ball 3, 3-0. So now I think he would have the take sign. Which for a pitcher, I don't know if it's not always easy knowing it. You know, there's strike 1, 3-1. Knowing that you have to throw that strike, knowing they're not going to swing. It's not as easy as it looks. And there's ball 4. So the Dragons now get the first 2 on for walks. And then out comes Coach Geck, talk to his pitcher. Wouldn't think he'd pull him yet, but definitely want to give him a little talk, tell him a joke maybe. I always like doing that just to kind of lighten the mood. Not really talk about much of what's going on, but just to get his mind off some of the things he's just done.
You know, I did see they just now brought out Chad Dunsey to first base to run for, I believe that was Daniel. Makes me think that Daniel may be coming into the ball game. I know they were looking at possibly bringing him in relief. You know, it's not a courtesy runner because, you know, he's not pitching or catching at this time. But if he is going in to pitch, and I see, looks like Brian Selby coming out into the bullpen session, and I anticipate you're going to see Daniel Vaith walk to the other end.
And there it is. Yep, you are right. That's why you make the big bucks.
That's right.
You're psychic. It's like what you knew the curveball coming yesterday from the pitcher. You just knew it was coming.
Psychic, okay.
So Dunsey is the runner at first, Staffen the runner at second, and in steps Brewster, and he looks like he's going to bunt for a sacrifice. Meyer turns. That's going to be too late as he's tried to get the lead runner at third. Nice job by the Dragons. Good job by Brewster to get that bunt down. I would guess they'll run for Brewster too. And they do, and in comes Camden Rowe, so he will be the runner at first. And this is just a pinch runner because Brewster is the pitcher at this point.
Correct.
Even though we did talk about Vaith probably coming in, he's not in there yet. And so, you know, that was a great bunt by Brewster. A little hard, I thought, but he, you know, it was definitely just for a sacrifice, not to get a base hit. And Chet Meyer decided to go to third, and just not in time as Staffen got a really good jump on that one. So the Dragons do have bases loaded here, and in steps Derek Morgenthaler. He looks at strike one. And there's ball one, 1-1 the count. So no outs here in the top of the fifth. Bases loaded for the Dragons.
You know, it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with.
And Morgenthaler grounds that one back to the pitcher, so that's going to be an easy out at first, and they double Morgenthaler up at first. So wasn't really paying attention how the rest of the Valley Warriors are playing on the infield, but man, that's not what you want. You know, if you at least hit it to the ground ball to second or shortstop or even, you know, first, you might get, you know, get a run out of that. But fortunately, that one went right back to the pitcher. And the Warriors able to turn the, what?
1-2-3.
1-2-3 double play. And Kemper swings at that pitch that's low and away for strike one. So now we have second and third with 2 outs for the Dragons. And Kemper swings on that breaking ball that started in the strike zone and broke out away from him.
You know, it'll be interesting when we get to the top of this next inning what's going to happen at first if Daniel comes in, because I believe with Drew being the DH, I'm not sure that he can come into the game in that position unless Brandon Henson comes out of the game, and I'm not sure how that all works. So we may see Bobby Seibel's first action at first base if Daniel Vaith actually does come into the ballgame.
Don't really know how that works as Kemper fouls that one back, you know, because they do have the re-entering rule too. So, but can that be at any time? I always wondered that too.
You know, I don't know.
Can it be 3 innings later?
I'm a track guy.
Or can it be like, you know, or does it have to be like you're re-entering for this hit and then the other guy's going to the field? Kemper, little nub, that's off Chet Meyer, but he's still going to be able to make the play at first because he couldn't quite get that ground ball. And the Warriors get out of that jam as the Dragons had bases loaded, no outs, and do not score a run.
Looks like Brewster does go back to the mound.
So that will be a re-enter. I'm sure Vaith will re-enter. So Chad Dunsey would be done, you know, because he came in to run to let Vaith warm up. And not only let him warm up, you know, get a little more speed on the base path.
Absolutely. You know, at that time, you're just looking for base runners and hope that a guy hits a gap somewhere, so you want to have enough speed that you might be able to score a couple runs. But, you know, Valle did a really good job with, Bosler got the grounder right back to him, to Colwood at catcher, and then over to Chet at first for the 1-2-3 double play.
We do have, I think, a change for the Warriors. Number 33 will bat for number 7, Samples.
33 is Caden Bowman.
Caden Bowman. So we head to the top of the 6th. The Dragons are trailing 5-0. really had a good chance there to pick up some runs in the bottom of the 5th, but unable to. So we again will head to the top of the 6th with the Warriors still leading. We don't have any changes for the Dragons yet. So the lineup stays the same. The fielders are all the same. We do have a different batter. Instead of Samples coming to bat, we have number 33 Bowman, as he will bat for the first time tonight. Batting with from the left side of the plate. And he flies that one out. That's going to be Henson going back, or Morgan Thaler coming in, and Henson able to make that one as he goes about 10 to 15 feet into the grass and makes the play for the first out of the inning.
Right fielder, number 4, Tristan Rollhouse.
You know, it's funny. I just watched Caden going back after popping out, and he kind of tapped Brewster on the back. You know, so many of these guys played Junior Legion together, and some of the older kids played Senior Legion together. And, you know, it is a crosstown rival and all of that. But a lot of these kids are pretty good friends.
Yeah, I'm sure, you know, they'll. I saw them yesterday watching the JV game. Some of the Valley players, you know, showed up, and they were sitting in the stands together. And I'm sure you'll see the same thing after this is, well, they won't get to. The Dragons have another game. But, you know, like you said, definitely hanging out, family members,
Right.
friends. And but when you step on the diamond, you know, you want to treat it like a competition, too.
You almost said court there, being the basketball coach. I can tell.
I did. I caught myself. We do have some other games here as Rollhouse has a 1-2 count, and he grounds that one. That's going to get up the middle and through for a base hit. We do have Windsor at Potosi, Central at Bismarck, West County at Clearwater, Bourbon at Valley Caledonia. Don't have any scores for those games. I'm getting these off the KFMO Sports website, so maybe I need to tell Greg, hey, you may do a good job, but you got to keep the scores updated.
Gotta keep that updated.
Yeah, online. Give us something to talk about up here. You know, we're piggybacking on you.
Yeah, that's right.
Making us look bad. And we're back to the top of the lineup for the Warriors. That'll be number 9, Jaggers, as he looks at strike one, a breaking ball from Brewster. Rollhouse is down at first. We do have one out. Has Bowman popped up to the shortstop, Henson. And there's a steal, and Giesler comes up, makes the throw, and wasn't quite on line. A decent throw, but just towards the first base side, and not able to make the tag is Staffen.
I thought he might have got him on the heel before he got into the bag, but I see Charlie Underwood saw it a little differently, and he's a lot closer than I am.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it would have been right at the bag, it definitely would have been probably an out. As there's a drive to left field, Morgenthaler running back, not going to get it. Looks like it 1 or 2 hops to the wall. Rollhouse is going around third. He's going to score. He's up easy, and so there's an RBI double by Jaggers. And that is the second hit of Jaggers of today. So he is 2 for 3.
Shortstop, number 11, Nick Overly.
So that brings the score 6-0. In steps Overly. I believe Overly is 1 for 3 today. As he drives the ball, that's to center field. Lamadier will move over and make the play. And he's got a good gun, so Jaggers is not going to be able to move up to third base. So a good line drive by Orbley, but nice job by Wyatt Lamadier to come over and make the play and get the ball in quickly. So Overly then goes to 1 for 4 on the day. And now Bosler steps in, looking to help himself pick up another run. As have a runner on second, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Brewster's going to check on the runner at second. He's back safely. Feels like this game's gone by pretty quick, hasn't it?
It does. We've had some pretty quick innings.
And there's a drive to left center. Lamadier moving back, able to make the play. Hard to tell how close to the fence, but if I had to guess, I would say 10 feet, 15 feet from the fence.
It's right straight away, deepest part of the field, that's for sure.
So Dragons give up 1 run here in the 6th inning. I believe there was no walks. 2 hits or 1?
2 hits.
2 hits. No walks, 2 hits, 1 run for the Warriors in the 6th. The Dragons will bring
3, 4, 5.
Lamadier, Giesler, and Boyer to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th. As the last inning, the Dragons started off with bases loaded. I know 2 walks and a fielder's choice. I don't know what you, is that just a
2 walks and a fielder's choice. Yeah.
fielder's choice
Without a
bunt by, that was by Brewster, and they were unable to get it out there. So again, bases loaded with no outs, but then the Warriors able to turn a double play, the 1-2-3 style, and then finish out with the 3rd out of the inning with no run scoring. So Lamadier will lead us off. Remember what he's done so far today?
Sorry. Lamadier has struck out in the 1st and walked into the 4th.
So he was 19 for 57 coming in for today.
0 for 1 today.
19 for 58.
I'll let you know.
300?
328.
328. I just threw a number out there. As he has strike 1, and now he's behind the count 0-2 as he fouls that one off. Above the people on the hill. Bosler shakes off the first pitch, gets what he wants, comes home, and Lamadier chases that one and strikes out. Now, Lamadier could still run, right? With the issue that we had before.
Until he gets in the dugout.
Not that you would, do that or teach your kids to do that.
Yeah.
But with Hank umpiring and what we had the last time he was there, you can just run around wherever you want and finally get.
I think your safe bet if you're a catcher there is if you feel it hit the dirt, you just go tag the guy.
Him
even if he's giving it up, you don't want to take that risk.
So in steps Dalton Giesler. And he's going to get a little ding up the middle. Nice job. That's a base hit for Giesler.
Hopefully that'll help get Dalton started. I know he's been frustrated by striking out the first 2 plate appearances that he had today, so that'll help out. Let's see if we can get Brady to keep it going.
Brady Boyer steps in, number 30. Got a runner on first. 1 out here for the Dragons, and he hits that one hard. Nice play, Coach McDaniel. That thing was, I don't think he had a choice.
No, I think he had to protect himself, which meant catch it.
Yeah. Getting the reaction, as we talked about earlier. Because I think if he had a choice, I don't know if you'd try catching that one with bare hands.
That was hit pretty hard.
So 0-1 the count, and there's strike 2 on the outside corner. So Boyer's behind in the count 0-2. Boyer was batting .345. And there's a ground ball to second with 1 out. They're going to try to turn 2. They get Giesler at second, but not able to get Boyer at first. So the fielder's choice for Boyer will leave him at first base with 2 outs.
DH number 29, Drew Toombs.
And in steps Drew Toombs. Toombs was 14 for 51.
0 for 2 today.
14 for 53, so that 290, had 292, never got his. So that's dropped. And there is ball 1.
What was it on the paper?
14
for what?
14 for 51.
And he was 0 for 3 yesterday. So
that's plus yesterday. So whatever he's done today. As he looks at strike 1, 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and there's a steal by Giesler. Maybe a hit and run, almost worked. as the shortstop was moving over, and they were able to get Toombs out at first. So as Giesler stealing, the shortstop going to cover, and that ball was about hit just far enough where the shortstop almost passed it up.
You know, I saw something happen there, and I just wonder what the actual scoring was. You know, and I know he was called out, but on that scoop at first base, when he caught the scoop and then he came up with it, the ball kind of popped up in the air, and when he grabbed it again, his foot was off the bag. I wonder if because you've made the initial, your foot was on the bag when the ball hit the back of your glove, if that is an automatic out, or
well,
if you have to have control.
I would think you have to have control. I mean, I don't, you know, it's like the other, when you turn double plays, you know, the ruling is you have to be in the throwing action. You know, it means you have to have caught the ball and then going into the throwing action. You can't just, I wouldn't think you'd be able to just slap it with your glove over to your hand and throw, you know, I mean, I think you have to catch the ball first and have control. But, again,
So who knows what's going to – I see Dalton Giesler at first base now. So I would say Brian Selby is probably coming in to catch.
And he is. So we do have Vaith now pitching. And I said Dalton Giesler at first. Selby, I don't think I see any other changes. So that would mean that Toombs is out.
No, he'll still DH.
DH for Henson.
Yeah, Henson.
Well,
Brewster.
Oh, Brewster's out. Yeah, Brewster's out of the game. Selby will enter in Brewster's spot in the batting order. Yeah, Toombs is DHing for Henson. So the Dragons there in the 6th inning did have 1 hit, no walks, and no runs. I missed their 4th inning. Do you have what the Dragons did in the 4th inning?
In the 4th inning, we had 1 walk, 1 hit, 1 runner left, no runs.
Okay. Try to get a running total towards the end here. And for Brewster, he walked 4 batters. He gave up 7 hits and 6 runs. I don't know if any of those were errors.
It's hard to say whether they were earned. He did give up 6 runs, but how many earned, I'm not sure.
So again, 4 walks, 7 runs, or 7 hits and 6 runs for Brewster. Again, he wouldn't say he did a bad job. I mean, you give up 6 runs. It's not a great pitching outing, but definitely was able to go 6 innings, which is nice.
Yeah, that first inning, I think, I'm not sure when the error occurred, but that was the inning that hurt when they put up 4 runs there in the first.
So in the 7th, we have Vaith. And he has a 1-1 count, and there's a drive to right field, and Boyer not able to get there. A little bounce in front of him. We'll keep, is that Wood?
I believe Cole Wood.
Cole Wood to a single. Vaith pitching. Now, this doesn't have yesterday's pitching on Vaith. I know he pitched an inning, I think, yesterday. Maybe.
I'm really not sure, Coach.
But before, he had an ERA 3.559. He pitched in 8 games and had a 1-3 record. Is now Meyer picks up a base hit up the middle to center, and now the Warriors have first and second.
Third baseman, number 2, Chris Loida.
And in steps Loida. Chris Loida, number 2. Selby's going to go out and talk to Vaith. So the Warriors have 2 runners on, first and second, starting off with 2 singles here in the 7th inning with no outs. And here's the pitch. That's ball high from Vaith. So again, we're in the top of the 7th. The Warriors leading 6-0. And there's a ground ball back to Vaith. He's able to go to third, and will they turn the double play over to first? And they do. So the Dragons able to turn their own double play here in the top of the 7th. So we'll have a runner on second with 2 outs, and that is 1-5-3.
1-5-3, you got it.
1-5-3 double play. Nice job by Vaith, able to make the little snag there. Good throw by him and a good throw from Kemper across the diamond. And here we have Beezer, the DH, batting for the Warriors as he looks at ball one. It's low and away in the dirt. And there's ball two. Got Henson trying to hold Chet on close to second. He breaks back away, and there's a pitch, and there is a little base hit over the shortstop, and Morgenthaler's going to come in. We might have a play at the plate, and there is, but it's not in time as Meyer does a good job of sliding away from the throw there. That was again from Derek Morgenthaler. A little up the line. Selby able to make the catch, but not to make the tag. So that'll give the Warriors a 7-0 lead. And Beezer is standing on second base as he got an RBI double.
Single and a throw on the throw. Second on the throw, yeah.
15, Carter Ross.
He's on second base.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a double. That's how you score things when you're new, like little kids. It's like
there you go.
So we got 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, and Vaith brings a pitch, and there's a pop-up, and that's going to be out of play. We're into the batting cage, and that is number 15, so we have a pinch hitter.
It's Carter Roth.
Carter Roth, and he is batting for
Caden Bowman or Brennan
or
Samples.
So Roth. That must be the pinch hitting spot. There in the 8 spot. So Carter Roth 0-1, and now there's a breaking ball into the turf, and that gets away from Selby. That'll allow Beezer to move up to third. And so it evens the count 1-1 on Roth. Here's the windup and the pitch from Vaith, and there's ball 2, 2-1. So the Warriors just, with a few walks, but they're capitalizing and getting hits with runners in scoring position and doing a good job of picking up runs that way.
Right.
Wouldn't say there's a lot of errors, some questionable things from the players, but I don't know, again, how you mark errors down, but from the field. So just a few walks and a lot of hits. There's a foul ball back from Roth. Keeps the count at 2-2. And here's the 2-2 pitch from Vaith. And it's ball 3. Good job by Selby to keep that one in front. Keep the runner at third base. And we have a 3-2 count, 2 outs. And here's the pitch. And there's ball 4 up high. So Roth will trot down to first, and in steps number 4, Rollhouse. So we have a first and third situation here. Selby, the catcher, is going to go out and give the signal on what they want to do if the runner from first would steal. The last time they threw down at third when they did that. And there's ball outside. We've seen where they throw to second and kind of have a choice of cutting it off or letting it go through. 2 outs. If you believe you can get him, you take the chance to just throw it down there and see what happens. I know you don't want another run to score, but with 7 or 8, I guess, could be a big difference. Or do you want to see what Selby has behind the plate with his arm? Roth with a decent lead, and he's not going. And there's ball 3 outside. So it's 3-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Strike one from Valle. So a 3-1 count, 2 outs here, top of the 7th. Runners on first and third for the Warriors. Rollhouse up to bat, Daniel Valle on the mound. And here's the pitch, and there's ball 4 outside. So that'll load the bases. And we'll go to the top of the lineup with Jagers. Garrett Jagers coming to bat. I believe he is 2 for 3 on the day.
Yes, he is 2 for 3 with a walk.
We got 2 outs, bases loaded. And there's ball 4 inside. Good stop by Selby. Just got to throw some strikes, let them hit it. They hit it and score. They hit it and score. And there's a pitch, strike one. Pitch was a little bit high, but maybe Hank's just being generous.
Might be.
Give him something. And there's a, looks like a breaking ball or something that's outside, ball 2. And here's the 2-1 pitch. And there's strike 2. Again, a little high and away, but strike zone's widening up maybe a little bit here in the 7th. 2-2 pitch, and it hit him. So that'll walk in a run on a hit. What do you call it? Hit by pitch. Hit by pitch. RBI. And number 11, Oberle, will come to the plate as McDaniel comes out. And it looks like we may have.
Looks like Giesler's going to throw.
Yeah, you kind of see it the way.
First time this year.
You could see it as Mike was kind of looking at him, and Giesler's kind of smiling a little bit. So those two will switch places, and let's see if we have. No, we do have Dalton Giesler. He's pitched in 3 innings, 1 game, 3 innings. No record. 2 hits, 1 run, 1 error, no walks, no strikeouts, 1 hit by pitch, a 2.333 ERA, 0.667 whip.
There you go.
And a whip is walks plus hits per innings pitched.
Yes, it is.
So Giesler will warm up here in the bottom of the 7th. There is 2 outs, but bases loaded. Valle pitched a little bit yesterday, and it definitely just didn't have it today, so going to move Giesler in here. Again, we will have, following this game, the Dragons versus the Tigers, Arcadia Valley Tigers, as they're waiting over by the visitors' dugout. So we'll have a second game for it. It'll be interesting to see who pitches that game. When Wyatt pitched, not a full game, but
it'll be Derek
Morgenthaler,
I'm sure.
You think, okay, Derek Morgenthaler is left. Yeah, Valle is, he's done. Toombs pitched yesterday, almost 5 innings, 4 to 5 innings. Brewster's pitched today, so you do have Morgenthaler, like you said, and
I believe it'll be Morgenthaler, probably followed
Kemper.
by Henson.
Oh, Henson.
Kemper. Probably Henson would be my guess. And again, straight out guess.
Educated guess, though.
I don't know that I would say educated.
Yeah, because Wayland didn't.
I'm not sure I know very much about baseball.
Well, been around it enough, watched enough. You're just sports guy in general. Watch enough on TV. Obviously, we can't guess what a coach is going to actually do.
That's for sure.
Shortstop, number 11.
Well, we can always give our opinions. And that's what we're here for.
I think I better not.
All right, so we are in the top of the 7th here. We have 2 outs. The Warriors do have bases loaded. They've scored 1 run here in the 7th already, and that was an RBI hit by pitch. As that was it Jagers who got hit?
Yeah.
And so we have Oberle stepping in, and he gets hit. So another RBI hit by pitch, and that one's from Dalton Giesler. And we will then step in Balsler.
So 9-0 for the Warriors. And there's the pitch. That's ball one from Giesler. You know, it's tough to come in situations like this. I mean, not that the game's over by, you always play to the last at bat, last out. But as a pitcher, and you come in, and you're down 8 or 7, 8 runs. You got bases loaded. It's tough to come in and have confidence and pitch.
It sure is.
There's a 2-1 count now on Bosler as he swings and misses through that pitch. And here's the 2-1 pitch, and there's ball 3 in the dirt. Especially, Giesler has only pitched one time this season, so not a regular. And there's a ground ball right back to him. He's going to make the play, throw to first, Faith catches, and that's the third out of the inning. So the Warriors pick up, is that 2 more runs?
3 more runs.
3 more runs on, I know there's walks. 4?
There's 1, 2, 3 hits and 2 walks.
2 walks? There was
2 hit by pitch.
Okay, so we'll count that as 4 walks.
Okay.
They got on base by not hitting.
That's true. Okay, yeah, that's true.
Is there another way? Well, errors, I guess.
Yeah.
I just count them as a walk. See, that's when you're coaching the little kids, it doesn't matter.
Oh.
So between Vaith and Giesler, again, we have 4 bases reached, 2 by getting 4 balls, 2 by getting hit by the pitch, 3 hits, and between them they gave up 3 runs, and that takes the score to 9-0 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. And for the Dragons, it looks like we will have Grant Staffen, then Daniel Vaith, and will it be Selby, I think, in Brewster's spot?
Should be.
Unless someone else gets the chance to hit. Sun still shining bright, kind of heading down towards the hill, but a little bit of shade coming from the trees there on the hill. Crowd's definitely still sticking around.
Leading off for the Dragons. Second base.
So again, coming to bat, number 3, Grant Staffen for the Dragons. And what has he done so far today? Looks like he's been on base once.
He walked, yep. He's a
0 for 1 with a walk. And Connor Bosler taking the mound again for the 7th inning. There's a hot shot. Oh, and what a bounce and a play. What a hard hit by Staffen right to Chris Loida. And he took it off. I don't know if that was off the glove and bounced or the chest or the hit.
It looked like his arm,
The arm, but it bounced over to Oberly, hit short, who then was able to, and it was a big bounce. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if did it bounce or did it just carry in the air?
No, I
did
think
it bounce
carried
once?
Bounced in before Loida hit off his arm and then straight to.
And they were still able to get Staffen out at first. And in steps Daniel Vaith. Daniel, I think, walked the last time he was.
He did.
Him and
he's 0 for 1 also.
Staffen were the 2 that walked that one to start the 1 inning, I believe. And he has ball 2 for 2-1. So again, 1 out here. So what would you rule that? Would that be 5-6,
yep.
5-6-3?
5-6-3 put out.
Bosler gets the pitch he wants, comes home. And there's ball 3 for Vaith, 3-1 the count.
It's like Gage Moyers has stepped out on deck.
And there's ball 4. So Vaith will walk for the second time and about hits Gage with the bat as he tosses it. And it is correct. Number 5, Gage Moyers will bat for, I guess, Selby or Brewster. Whichever. I don't know, Gage. Let's see what he's done. Moyers.
out.
We're not sure if anybody can hear us.
That's right, but you can see.
Oh, so not sure if you heard anything we've said so far, as Nancy Toombs has pointed out, and she's got it fixed. So
we will not reiterate what we said. You're just going to have to follow along here.
But if you can see the scoreboard, the Tigers did score 1 in the top of the first. It was on a fielder's choice. They did have bases loaded, and that was a fielder's choice RBI. And the Dragons were able to get one guy on in the bottom of the first. Wyatt Lomander got a walk, but was not able to move him over. We have Derek Morgenthaler on the mound, and this is his second inning of work. And for the Tigers, we have
number 5, Muntz. He's the first baseman. Looking on the sports web page, when Arcadia Valley played North County earlier in the week, Muntz had a 3-run double against North County. So he looks like he's a good-sized boy that can maybe hit the ball a long ways.
And there's a ground ball. It's Kemper's going to his left. He steps and throws. A little high. Toombs, good job to make that stretch. And
hold on.
I think he did come off, but I'm pretty sure when he caught it and came back down, he landed back on the back.
No, I don't think that's the point. I think Hank is probably thinking that's a foul ball off his foot.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of what I seen. The third base coach for Arcadia Valley, I guess if politely, might have mentioned that it did come off his foot.
In the first.
Muntz did not give any evidence of being hit, that's kind of what you're supposed to do if you get hit on the foot, to kind of act like you've been hit. That way everybody knows, and he really didn't give that kind of evidence out there, and he kept running down the first.
And there's the 3-2 pitch. That's a ground ball. Stavin gets a big bounce, a little toss to Toombs, and that's the first out of the inning.
He got an extra swing, and we got some defensive practice yet. So I guess it's a win-win for each.
Yeah,
huh?
at least we got the out.
He would have been out anyways if they wouldn't have called a fair foul ball. So
in steps number 15,
Whitened,
and that's strike 1. Got some rowdy fans over here in front of us. And there's strike 2.
Well, you wouldn't have heard that a while ago when the sound was off, because that just started up.
And there's strike 3 as he swings through that one. So that's the second out of the inning. And
Morgenthaler, he's settling in.
Yeah.
Throwing strikes. Toward the bottom of the lineup, though. You got to get these people out. The last batter for the Tigers here, number 7, Russell.
Well, in the first inning, he had 2 walks. Yeah, 1 hit. The 1 hit probably wouldn't kill you if you didn't have the 2 walks. And, so they really, with only 1 run scoring and had bases loaded, it wasn't a bad thing. But, not the way you wanted to start off. As there's the little pop fly, and that's going to be Staffen going back, makes the catch for the third out of the inning. So the Tigers go down 1-2-3 in the top of the second. But they still have the lead 1-0 over the Dragons. And I believe we are to the 5th batter.
Okay, yes. Number 30, Boyer, will be leading it off for the Dragons, followed by Drew Toombs. And the DH for tonight, Vaith, who is DHing for Henson, Brandon Henson, the shortstop. People viewing tonight, you're going to have to get ready. Hope you got my cell phone number, Rob Coleman's cell phone number, or Russ Toombs' cell phone number for our trivia question. For today, it'll be coming up the next inning.
We do have some scores. Thank you to KFMO Sports and Greg Allen. He is graciously, after I gave him some trouble not having scores on his website that we could piggyback off, he's texted me Steelville beat Kingston 12-0, and Potosi beat Windsor 6-1. So we'll get any more of those. We will keep you updated. The Cardinals don't start till 8:40 again. I think a late game tonight.
I believe so.
So I don't think. I hope we're not still going. Hope we're at home watching it. As Pryor throws ball 1 to Brady Boyer.
What do we have for Brady for a stat?
Let's see here, Brady. As he
fouls one off.
Brady was batting .345 before yesterday.
That's a respectable batting average.
Not sure what he did. Remember what he did yesterday in today's game, but there's a hard hit ball to the shortstop. He's over to make the throw, and Boyer is out at first. And again, a good hard hit, kind of. I mean, just a ground ball, and the shortstop does a good job to pick that up, make the play.
There's a couple of them. We're getting some good swings at them. I mean, Waylon Kemper had a good swing on a ball a while ago, and now Brady does. Getting some good hit, good swings. There's another
Drew
one.
Toombs, and that's going to go down the right field side and just about, 4 or 5 feet foul down the right field line.
Boy, did that ball just take
It
off
did.
right by us.
It did.
It was hard keeping track of it. I was hoping it was going to hit the Bosler sign right along the foul pole.
Would have been a good double at least for Toombs. Maybe triple.
Oh, we're thinking triple.
No, Dad says no.
Dad says a single maybe.
And there's a ball, tad bit high, brings the count to 1-1.
Maybe if that was you running, huh? The triple?
No, I get thrown out first.
Thrown out at first.
Off the fence, thrown out at first. And there's high heat. Toombs swings through. 1-2 the count. Boy, that pitch always there just looks pretty, right at the eye, straight. Just hard to catch up to, and if you do, you're probably going to pop it up. And there's a breaking ball, and he does a good job of fighting that off. Third baseman comes in, gets a hop, throws to first, and he's out for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, he got a breaking ball there. Stayed with it as much as he could to fight it off. And, that's just a pitch you might want to just try to foul off, and live to fight another day.
Daniel Vase steps in. He was batting .275. He does have 14 hits on the season, and he foul tips that one, it looks like, or as a catcher kind of gets hit.
Yeah, right off the O-toe. That'll be a Taco Bell ringer tonight. You look at the catcher shin pads and you think, how in the world can you get hit there with those big floppies hanging down? That ball will find somewhere.
And here's the pitch from Pryor. It's a ball outside, brings the count to 1-1 in Vaith.
Warming up in the bullpen.
It's Henson warming up. And Vaith does not offer at that one. Holds back just enough for a 2-1 count. Yeah, I don't know. Henson's just doing it to do it, I wouldn't think. I mean, Morgan Taylor's in any trouble yet. But being a player in the field, you might want to warm up knowing that could come later. As there's a ground ball to short, and Vaith is also retired. So the Dragons go 1, 2, 3 in this inning. So no hits, no walks, no runs for the Dragons in the bottom of the second.
Try to get some base runners on, and they're putting the ball in play. We're swinging, and occasionally the ball's being hit hard, but right now it's just all ground balls, and they're doing a good job of making the play.
So
Arcadia Valle, by the way, they are 10-4 on the year. Lost to North County, I believe it was Monday, 6-3.
Yeah, we talked, me and Russ talked after last night's game, that this game, has some pretty good meaning to it as far as the conference tournament seedings go, and not sure exactly where they're going to lie, and just kind of looking at scores, it could jump, if you get a win here, it could jump up 1, 2 spots maybe, and it's, obviously the higher seed, the better.
the higher seed will at least get you a home game on the first
If
round.
you're in the, yeah. I don't know that the Dragons will make it that high, if they'll make it in the top 4, right? 4 different pool, 5.
I think it's
Four
the top
pools?
4 or 5, something like
Yeah.
that.
I don't think even with this win that we think that they'll make it in the top 4, but you definitely don't want to be at the 8-9 where you're playing the number 1, which is probably Valle Catholic. And you know, the last game we've seen that the Valle beat us 9-0. There's looks like a breaking ball, and that's going to be Wyatt Lomader coming in from center field to make the catch for the first out of the inning. So 1 pitch and 1 out. And that was number 3. That was the top of the order, Gibbs.
That's right. Number 23, Helvey up. He's the left fielder.
Don't remember
He
what.
Looks like he reached base.
Reached base on a fielder's choice, and then
Yes,
Fielder's
he's
choice.
a fielder's choice. And he
And
did score. He did score their run.
What Gibbs do the first at bat, Russ? Do you know?
he singled and then was out on the fielder's choice itself.
'Kay.
Tried to turn a double play.
And we have Helvey there takes. That's the first strike. So it brings the count to 1-1.
Ooh, looked like a good pitch.
And there's ball 2.
Every inning so far, the Dragons have had a really good chance at a double play. It'd be nice to just have one here at the end of this half of the inning.
And there's ball 3. 3-1 the count. And ball 4 is that one's in the dirt.
Oh.
So Helvey will speed run down to first as the ball does go to the fence, but not going to be able to make it down to second. So we do have a runner on first with 1 out, and here comes Coach McDaniel on a quick walk out. He doesn't look happy. It looks
No,
like
he
he's
doesn't. He's giving directions.
Yeah.
Hopefully setting up this half of the inning. Get players to respond a little bit, make some plays.
So in steps be Pryor, and Pryor got on base,
He walked.
walked,
Now batting for
He
the
walked to
Tigers,
load the
pitcher
bases.
number
Yep.
20, Jake
walked to
Pryor.
load the bases.
A lot of signs by the third base coach. We'll see if anything's on here. If Helvey decides to take off, throw back over. And that's a good move, Derek. Let them know that you can do it. A little bit different move that time.
Check the runner at first. He's back safely. So again, we're in the top of the third here, 1 out. The Tigers do have a runner on first as Pryor takes ball 1. The sun is really starting to go down now. Still trouble for looks like the right fielder, as it's probably in a direct line in his vision, but everybody else now looks like they're in the shade, and there's ball 2 from Morgan Taylor.
Yeah, it's getting into that happy zone a little bit. You know, the right fielder, maybe on a ball hit in the gap, you may run into it. The first baseman tends to have some issues, but it looks like there's mostly shade over there. I know I'm battling it right here.
I've got a pole that's just perfect in line with
Yeah.
me. So.
Yeah, I got to move around. I'm going to move around a little bit, but
We have a 2-1 pitch here from Morgan Taylor. Runner goes. Pryor drives that one to left field, and that is Dalton Giesler. He's over to make the catch for the second out of the inning. That'll send Helvey back to first, so we've got 2 outs now with a runner on first.
that was a hit and run. Helvey took off on the pitch.
Catcher
You know,
number 10, Tatum
that's an
Jones.
interesting hit and run. You got a left-handed batter.
Yeah.
You know, it's just an interesting.
Well, you could
play.
tell his swing wasn't – like he might not have swung at that. I don't think it was hit and run because it was tailing away from him outside. And there's a foul ball back.
And this is number 10, Jones, the catcher. He walked 2 the last time.
So Morgan Taylor gets ahead of the count, 0-1. And Helvey gets a decent lead at first, takes another step. Morgan Taylor comes home. There's the pitch, and Helvey is going to steal second, and that ball is going to get to the outfield, and Helvey's going to go all the way to third. Lomadier's there to pick it up, but just on time. Helvey, you know, without hesitation, slid to second, popped right up, and went straight to third. And he's got some speed on him, and he got a good jump. Morgenthaler's got a kind of a, for a runner on base, does have a little bit of a high leg kick.
Right. And, you know, wasn't a bad pitch to throw down on. Selby just let it go. You know, it sailed out of his hand and really took off from there, and Wyatt had to run in, and once it hits that thick sod out there, it just kills the ball.
Yeah.
And that gave Helvey a little bit extra time.
And there's ball 2. We'll bring the count to 2-2 on Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, it really, the grass really looks nice, the new sod, and like I said, but it's thick.
Yeah, you can't see the shoes.
Yeah, and there's a ground ball to Henson. He slides over to his right, pops up, makes the play.
Good play, Brandon.
Yep, nice job, and that'll end the inning there. So the Tigers unable to pick up a run there as they strand a runner on third. I believe that was, so they got one walk.
Right.
And no hits.
Helvey was stranded at third.
And no runs.
And I think it's time for our trivia question.
Dun, dun, dun.
Brought to you by me, Dennis Kreitler.
By
and
Dennis
Rob
Kreitler. And let's just Dennis Kreitler and family. How about that?
Okay. And I'll tell you what, the last time we did this, we did the hot dog thing here, and I don't know if anybody followed up with that or not. But I haven't heard any complaints with it, so I'll just step it up a notch. I kind of got these Dairy Queen cards that are for a free blizzard that I use with softball, so I'll step it up and I'll give one of those away.
There you go.
So the first person that texts.
Before you go to the question, just since you brought up Dairy Queen, our basketball, I'm going to plug this in there. Basketball team.
I seen
basketball
that.
team's doing a fundraiser at Dairy Queen. The Stolzers have graciously is going to donate some of the profits on May 9th, Monday, May 9th. If you go to Dairy Queen from 4:30 to 8:30, you have to have the flyer or we don't get it.
That's
so
right.
please, if you're going to go out there, let me know. I'll get a flyer to you. But if you have your flyer stapled to your receipt, the basketball team will get 50% of the profits of what you spend. And I think that's a pretty good deal, 50%. I don't know if anybody usually does that much. So, again, that's May 9th, and that'll help the basketball team with their Branson trip this summer.
Very good.
So,
okay, our trivia for tonight. The first person that texts in me, Rob, or Russ the correct answer. And the question is, who invented the game of baseball and what year? Go.
as Staffen is going to pop up to the second baseman. And, almost drops a little bit. That was Russell there at second base for the first out of the inning. Staffen pops up. So, again, who created baseball?
Who invented baseball?
And what year?
And we're looking for a name because, there was a group of men. And I'll give you a hint here. I'll give you a hint.
Already? Wait.
I'm going to give a hint, okay? He was a volunteer firefighter and a bank clerk.
There you go.
Russ, I have Russ's answer, and he is wrong. That is not right.
Ooh. As Selby now is down the count 0-2. Selby is the ninth batter for the Dragons. We're in the bottom of third.
And actually, that was,
Selby's
Russ, that was Mike's answer, too, on KFMO. And I had to correct him, too.
Selby swung through that one for strike three. The catcher did have to throw it down to first because it hit the ground. So the Dragons have 2 outs now here in the bottom of the third. And then we're back to the top of the lineup, Derek Morgenthaler. And he popped up to left field. And he takes ball 1. Oh, 2-1. Whoa. Ball 2. 2-1. Well, Clayton doesn't have. He's really messed up. I didn't watch close enough last game. Is there strike 2?
Strike 1.
Oh,
Strike
so
one.
it's 2-0.
Ball 2, yeah.
Oh, okay, my fault. He's just slow on the trigger. How about that?
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
there's a nice shot by Derek Morgenthaler. Drive that one right back up the middle, right at the pitcher. And that'll be a single for Derek here in the bottom of the 3rd.
And that brings up Waylon Kemper, who, you know, the last time he grounded out to the shortstop.
Third baseman, number 1, Waylon Kemper.
But, you know, that was a hard hit
Yeah.
ball that he hit to the shortstop. And so far we have I have nothing on the phone lines
Yeah,
for
me
my
neither.
trivia question. Maybe nobody's listening.
Okay, we'll give you $1 million. We'll see if that
Maybe the
spikes it up.
volume is down again
They
and
can't
nobody can hear.
We've just been talking to each other the whole time. No, we got some listeners. Or at least their computer's on. I don't know if they're listening. They might just be watching the video.
It could be. You're
They've
missing out.
got
you're
our
missing out
video,
on
and they wouldn't listen to KFMO Sports or Frank.
Well,
I don't know if you'd blame them, though, I guess.
I just might take that blizzard myself, I guess.
Treats for after the game. Kemper is in there. He's got a 2-1 count now as the pitcher. Prior checks on that's Camden Rowe, who is pinch running for Derek Morgenthaler. After Morgenthaler got his base hit, and there's a ground ball to short. He scoops it up, throws across, and Kemper's retired for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Dragons do get 1 hit there in the inning. No walks, 1 hit, no runs for the 3rd, and they are still trailing 1-0 heading to the top of the 4th.
You had mentioned the Dairy Queen fundraiser that you're doing, and you need to have the flyer that
Yes.
you have. It's on a Monday because I did look at the date on it. Yeah, I do plan on hitting you up on that and helping you out.
Well,
I'll take the family out there. I don't think we
Yeah.
can stay. I don't think we can stay and dine in because that's a little risky sometimes.
Well,
So-
we have the
So-
players will be there to work, so maybe you
Oh,
might
okay.
try it. We'll just have a couple 3 or 4 players be there to corral the kids in. What do you think?
Okay. Well, we can try it out. We'll try it out. I mean, heck, you know, it's not my house. I
Yeah.
have to clean up. So
That is true. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming and helping, and I think for it's we do one fundraiser every year, and usually you. Number 9, Trey Jones. He struck out last time as he swings through that first pitch. And Morgenthaler gets ahead in the count 0-1.
and we're getting to the bottom of the lineup here for the Tigers. So you really need to buckle down here and make a play when it's hit. Throw some strikes.
There's second pitch for Morgenthaler. It's a ball outside. Good job by Selby to slide on over and make that catch. Even with no runners on, it's still good to keep a good work ethic back there. And there's a little ground ball. Morgenthaler catches it, tips his hat, then throws the ball.
I
Fixes
don't
that.
think that was done on purpose.
No,
maybe he just had it. He felt like his
was
hat needed
coming
to be
off or something.
realigned. You know.
It was kind of funny, I mean, looking at it. But like I said, it wasn't like he was tipping on
He
purpose.
might do that
or do
out in left
anything.
field. He might just tip his hat and.
He did have to bend down. He probably jerked a little bit with the ball coming at him. He probably twisted it off. He wanted to
The
make
little
sure it was
things
on.
that we see
I
in a
know.
game, huh? Yeah.
I wonder if Greg Allen picked that up over there at KFMO Sports.
Number 5.
There's ball 2 from Morgenthaler.
Muntz is up. He hit to the second baseman rather weakly the last time.
So we have a 2-0 pitch here, and there's a ground ball, a little slow, and Henson's going to have to charge. He comes across, throws it high. Toombs, did he get him on the tag? Yes.
Nice
play by Drew Toombs. Jumped up. The throw was super high and actually up the line towards home plate. He had to jump up. When he come down, he tried to reach the base, but he was too far away. But still able to reach the glove out and make the tag on the runner for the 3rd out of the inning. So
Yeah, Henson really had to hurry up the throw and get it there since he was playing a little bit deeper. Got the ball, put a little more zip on it, and it took off. And I tell you what,
so that was
Drew got up there pretty good.
no walks, no hits, no runs for the 4th inning for the Tigers. And for the bottom of the 4th, we will have
Wyatt, let's get us going, buddy.
Wyatt Lominier.
Yep, we got to make some hay here coming up. You've seen this pitcher. We're going through the lineup twice here, so you should be on time for what he's bringing, and you've seen some things, so we really need to buckle down, bear down on these at-bats coming up, because this
Dragons, center fielder, number 25, Wyatt Lominier.
getting pretty deep in the game. Just looking over the NFL draft, the Rams, or old Rams. Who's
I
that?
don't even want to hear it.
Yeah, they selected a quarterback. Good for them. Hasn't worked out so far.
Yeah, I have not paid attention one bit since they've landed. Wyatt Lominier
Nice.
drives that one over the shortstop's head in the left center. He's going to dig for 2. There might be a play, and he's in there safely as the throw from the left fielder is off the mark. So nice job by Wyatt Lominier, and you can tell he's pumped up.
He is excited.
Yep, and that's what the Dragons need. They need to get a little excited or to get some things rolling here.
We need Giesler to come up with a big hit here, put the ball in play, get a pass ball, get something going, move the runner a little bit here. We don't have to bunt. We're not in a bunt situation here with somebody on second. It's time to hit.
I do have
You got some action?
trivia answer. Abner Doubleday,
That is incorrect.
1910.
No.
No,
Sorry.
it is not Abner
And a
Doubleday.
base
There's
hit.
a base hit by Giesler.
We're going to have a play. Oh, no.
And Lominier will go back to third, but nice hit by Dalton Giesler. So Dad doesn't get the question right, but Dalton does get a hit. So not Abner Doubleday. So we got 2 hits here in a row for the Dragons. Wyatt Lominier at third on his double to left center. Dalton Giesler at first on his single. And Brady Boyer up the bat as he swings through that one on an aggressive swing.
Brady Boyer grounded out to the third baseman. We really don't need that right now. We need to keep it away from the third baseman. First and third situation again, but nobody out.
They do check on Lominier over there at third. He's back safely.
A lot of situations to think about here.
And again, there's strike 2 as Brady chases that one up high. I'm all about, I would be tempted. I know Giesler's not the speed guy, but just let's send him. Let's see what happens. Lominier, on a throw, if it does go to second, he's got some speed that might be able to score. Again, maybe they throw it away as Boyer swings through that one.
Well, now
the
with one
third
out,
strike.
I would think with one out, you got to press a little bit here coming up. So something is
First baseman, number 29.
maybe would have to be going on as Drew Toombs stepped in. He grounded out to the third baseman. And again, I think so too. I'm with you. Let's send a runner.
There he goes. And there's a throw, and they're going to cut it off.
Exactly.
Nobody even there to cover the base as the shortstop cuts it off before the ball can get all the way to the base. So now you've got second and third with one out. No double play. Ground ball, you're probably scoring one. They are going to bring the first baseman in, and Toombs holds off on that one. Ball 2.
You know what's interesting here with second and third? The pitcher is going off his windup, so that allows your third base runner to get more steps.
There's a foul ball out of play over our head to the right side.
Which means on a ground ball, that's more steps you can go to score. As opposed to on the stretch.
Well, the Tigers, the middle infield definitely is back. Now their first baseman is kind of back as Toombs lays off that one 3-1. He's not even on the green. It's only 1 or 2 steps away. The third baseman isn't even on the green.
So it doesn't even look like they're going to try to get the guy
No,
at home.
they're going to concede the run if it happens.
And there's a ground ball to third, and that's the only spot you didn't want it to go. They throw Toombs out at first. I mean, it was a high chopper, but almost anywhere other than that, I think Wyatt might have been going. So 2 outs now with second and third for the Dragons.
DH number 27, Daniel Bates.
And Daniel grounded out to the first baseman the last time.
It was first base?
G3.
Oh, 6-3.
Base hit.
There's a base hit
Good score, too.
by Daniel, and that'll score 1.
Nope. Held him up.
So Vaith picks up an RBI there on a single. Lamadure comes around to score.
Grant Staffen.
And Staffen, he popped out to the second baseman.
He takes ball 1 there. So another first and third situation here. Not much speed on Vaith, and so I don't know if you send him here now to get the third out. I don't know if I do.
I don't think I do. I let.
You let Staffen swing away and try to get a base hit here as he swings through that one for a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch from Pryor, and Staffen fouls that one back, and now
Good cut. Got to protect here.
Count goes to 1-2.
You might see that wine garden slide slinger pitch here. That's what I'll call it.
Wine garden slide.
The wine garden side swinger.
Swinger. Say that 10 times fast.
Yep, there it is.
And he breaks it in there. The breaking ball drops down in for a strike for the third out of the inning. Staffen's caught looking, but not before the Dragons pick up a run, and they get that off of 2 hits, right? No walks, 2 hits. No walks, 2 hits, 1 run. 3 hits? Okay, Vaith. Oh, yeah, Wyatt, Giesler, and Vaith. So no walks, 3 hits, 1 run.
And our trivia question, I think we only had 1 responder on there, but maybe if they did a little Google search and they scrolled down, a little bit, they would say that, that a lot of people did say that Abner Doubleday did invent the game, and I'm kind of helping out a little bit more here. But if you scroll down, that says that's not true.
Is this, how do you know it's not true? What if that guy's lying or whatever source?
History Channel. I'm putting everything in the History Channel here.
So,
I told you my answer before, so it's not like I'm going to make anything up here.
Just switch it to whoever you want.
Actually, I know one person out there would know this, my wife, because our first kid that we had together would have been this person's name, believe it or not.
And there's a foul ball that is Whitened. He struck out last time. We do have another score from Greg Allen. Bourbon beat Valle Caledonia 18-5. And there's ball 1 outside.
Bourbon is a Western school. Is that a Western? They're not in this, our district.
And there's a ground ball hard hit by diving Hinson for a base hit to start off the inning for the Tigers. Yes, Bourbon is a Cuba area school. It's not we're not talking about the drink. We're talking about the school. Is anybody listening out there? So the Tigers have a runner on first, and he's going. There's a bunt. They're going to sacrifice him over. Morganthau going to turn and go to first.
He's going to third.
They get the runner at first. He's out, and they get the runner at third. Doubled him up.
Oh, my.
Nice play by the Dragons.
The runner that was he was just going no matter what.
Yeah.
He turned second and just took off going.
Toombs, nice job.
I'm not sure the third base coach for Arcadia Valley had that planned.
Well, definitely a good job by the Dragons in the field as Morganthau is able to throw to first. Toombs pops out, makes the catch, pops out, makes a strike right to third base, and it was there. And Kemper just caught it and stood there.
Yeah.
That was Hinson. Hinson was over at third because Kemper probably charged on the bunt.
So
Kind of weird how that
Yeah.
ended up, because Henson looked like he did a little flip as the runner came sliding in. And you know, you got to almost hand it to Arcadia Valley. They're stealing, hit and run.
Yeah.
Stealing bases, doing a play like that, bunting. I mean, just putting some pressure. That time it just worked
That's what we
against
talked
them.
about. Yeah, that's what we talked about. Make the defense make a play, and because at any time there that ball gets thrown away, there's a run. So, but the Dragons doing a good job in the field to make sure that doesn't happen. As Morgenthaler has a 2-2 count here on the leadoff batter Gibbs. And there's ball 3, so full count now, 2 outs. I do have Gibbs has a base hit and a fly out to center field.
How was the crowd the first game? First game, we had a good crowd here. I wasn't here for that.
I mean, it's typical. I think Valle St. John game is the stands were pretty full. Plenty of people on the hill. Yep, there was all the way down from, the home plate. As there's a hard ground ball, and that gets underneath Kemper's glove. And that was Helvey there. I don't know what you would rate that as. Air. I think so.
It was a hard hit ball. From my perspective here, he probably should have made that play. It was a one hopper on his glove hand side.
I missed what Gibbs. Did Gibbs walk? So Gibbs is down at second off a walk.
2 outs. Let's get out of this. Regroup.
Helvey's at first on an error.
Make this play.
And there's a ground ball to Staffen. He'll step and throw.
There we go.
And Pryor is retired.
And you only spent one more pitch on that.
Let's see here.
You're doing a lot of writing here.
I don't know what Pryor did his second at bat.
Prior to that.
So he is 0 for 3, Pryor is. And so in the 5th inning, they have 1 walk, no hits, and no runs. So not bad so far, as Morgenthaler has walked. Looks like walked 3, but not. Oh wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Walked 5 and given up 1 hit though, 1 run. So far here, and Pryor will come to the mound for the Tigers in the bottom of the 5th. In 1-1 score here.
I'm just going to reach in my bag here and pull out my radar gun, and let's see what Pryor is throwing here.
72 pitches so far for Morgenthaler, so we'll definitely see him come out in the 6th inning, I'm sure. Leading off for the Dragons, we have Selby, and Selby struck out his first time up at bat. I believe he chased a couple pitches out of the strike zone, probably too anxious. So we start the bottom of the 5th inning here. Dragons looking to hopefully take the lead, and Selby looks at strike 1 from Pryor.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work here.
Too far away. Come on, reach out further. Get out there.
I'm going to try.
And Selby swings through that one.
I got something. It said 42.
42.
But I guess can't. Might have been Selby's swing.
It was a change up. I mean, I don't know if it was that slow, though. And here's a strike 3 on Selby at 44 miles per hour. So, I don't know, can you maybe go out a little further or reach? So Selby strikes out for the 2nd time. That's the first out of the inning. And in steps Derek Morgenthaler. Morgenthaler is 1 for 2. He's flied out the left field and had a base hit. Good hard hit. And he reaches out. That one low is going to golf it up, and that's going to be trouble. And that's going to drop right between the second baseman, the shortstop, and the center fielder. So that's another base hit for Derek Morgenthaler, helping himself out.
He is trying to help himself out, having a game.
Kemper.
And on that, nobody was covering second base. All 3 middle players went after that ball.
Kemper steps in. I've only got what he did the first innings. He did the same thing.
He hit the ball real hard to the shortstop, won his first at bat.
He's 0 for 2. Rowe will run again for Morgenthaler on first base. As you can.
Can't believe that.
49 miles per hour. maybe he's not throwing as hard as you think. But 49.
If
I think I could do that. Huh?
Somebody looks up here in the stands, maybe I can recruit somebody to.
It looked like you
little-
were taking pictures out there.
I know.
Selfies. We should have. Should we get a selfie and put it on the website? We have a 1-1 count here, and the runner goes. That's Camden Rowe. He's going to get a stolen base.
I don't know if that was a planned attempt to steal a base, or does he just
I think he took off from the very beginning. I mean,
What do I got to do?
just press the button?
so now we got a runner on second for the Dragons. 1 out, 1-1 pitch here, and I think he went. So he's gonna ask, and no, they say he didn't. So Kemper able to hold up, and hope that was a 2-1 pitch. As Geck messed me up on that one, and he knew it. He was looking at me. He was checking to see if I noticed it, and made me look bad. Now Kemper takes ball 4 and walks down to first. So now we got first and second, and in steps Wyatt Lominier for the Dragons. Wyatt is 1 for 1. He's got a single, a run, and he walked the first time up at bats.
He hit the ball well up the middle the last time. Let's hope he can get something going here. You got the second baseman covering.
And there's a
And then
breaking
pass
ball.
ball.
That's going to get past the catcher, and they're going to move from second and third, and he throws down to second. If we realize there's a runner on third also. But now that's a big play there for the Dragons, because it takes away the double play factor here when there's 1 out.
I think with the speed of Camden at third, I think if you have an angle down here, you might want to try to take a chance and score. They're not playing too far in.
No,
They're playing, middle.
Middle, yeah. Like I said, I think I think you still can score from second or short, unless they just charge it really well. But there is ball 3, 3-0.
On deck, batter Giesler had a nice hit the last time too. So,
but I think
we're in a good spot of the lineup right here.
With Wyatt up, you might, if he thinks he's got one straight down the middle, he can crush it, and that's where he had it. He had the green light. He's going to foul that one off, and I don't blame Coach McDaniel for doing that either. Wyatt's obviously one of the better hitters, and you're probably, as long as you're only going to swing at that one right down the middle.
Exactly. You got to have a lot of trust in your players, and Coach McDaniel feels that with Wyatt. Good call.
And if you walk there, as he does there, I mean, if you take a chance of getting a hit with runners second, third, you walk, now you're hit into a double play. So I don't know if that has any thought into it or not, but now we do have bases loaded with some speed on the bases, as Camden Rose at third, Kemper at second, and Wyatt Lominier on first base, and Dalton Giesler steps up, and he is 1 for 2. He struck out and had a good hard hit, and he cuts through that one, just missing for strike 1.
Anywhere from 74 to 76.
Russ Toombs took the
74 to 76. He's throwing.
Ooh, and there's strike 2.
Come on, Dalton. You got to put the ball in play, buddy.
So that's I'd say a little bit of a difference from 44 up here.
I would think so. Maybe we have to multiply it. I don't know.
At 30.
I don't know.
At 30, subtract 2, multiply by a half.
That Common Core math, that we got to work with.
A equals BC squared, right?
That's right.
Is that what it is? I never understood that. So back to the game. We do have an 0-2 count on Giesler. Bases loaded. The pitch from Pryor, and he tipped it, but the catcher catches it. And that's the second out of the inning for Giesler. So in steps Boyer,
who is grounded out and struck out.
Yep.
Come on, Grady. Let's go. Let's have a good at bat here.
So bases loaded here. Yeah, Boyer kind of had some good hard swings, but not at strikes the last time, and he takes ball 1 there. So hopefully he'll stay disciplined here. The pressure's on the pitcher. I mean, he's got bases loaded.
He is shown to be a little wild. So if you're Camden on third base, you really got to be heads up here. On a pass ball, if you think you can get in there, why not?
Yeah.
What's the worst? You're getting thrown out at home plate. That's probably where you want to be, if you're going to get thrown out.
Yep. Being aggressive.
That's right.
Aggressive mistakes or aggressive outs, I think, is better than not being. And Boyer sits on that one, and that's going to drop right over the second baseman. Camden Rose is going to score. Kemper rounds, but they're going to hold him back as the center fielder has a nice shot there to get that ball in. And there's an RBI base hit by Brady Boyer. and that gives the Dragons a lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Way to step up, Brady
Yes.
Bullier. Way to step up.
And now we've got Drew Toombs with bases loaded. He's 0 for 2, 2 ground outs, and he sees strike 1.
That's a tough pitch right
Yeah,
there.
I don't think I'll swing at that either.
Yeah.
You know,
Bases loaded. You need a bases loaded, something that, you can do something with.
here's the pitch from Pryor, and there's a hard shot. There's a
Yes.
base hit through the right side. That's going to score Kemper. Around comes Wyatt Lometer. He's going to score. Boyer moves all the way over to third. The right fielder, I don't know if he
bobbled
slipped.
the ball. He bobbled the ball. Then he had a little bit of trouble of getting his foot, and he's kind of hobbling.
He looks
little
hurt
bit.
out there, and coach is going to, I don't know if he's walking out to check the right fielder or to talk to the pitcher.
And I don't think him bobbling it would have made any difference with
Not Lometer.
Lomendier scoring because he was moving pretty good coming around there.
Boy,
But it did allow Brady Bullier
Yeah.
to go to third.
I was going to say they might have had a play at Boyer at third but they probably would have been thrown home. I mean, I think
Right.
they probably would have been trying to get that out. But Lometer was, he was on his horse. He's got some speed. He was scoring, and that gives the lead to the Dragons 4-2-1 now on the two RBI base hit by Drew Toombs.
And these are the at-bats. You're seeing that pitcher. Nobody has been warming up for Arcadia Valley. You're coming through the second, third at-bats. That's when you really need to make some hay.
We do have Daniel Vaith here. He is 1 for 2. Grounded out to the shortstop and had a base hit. And I believe he had an RBI also already. So he takes ball 1. And the Dragons a big spot here, picking up 3 runs so far. We do have first and third. We have Toombs at first and Boyer at third. There's a ground ball up the middle. Shortstop's going to get a good hop. Throws to first. And Vaith retired for the third out of the inning. But not before the Dragons pick up 3 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. Off a couple hits, I believe. Let's see if we can. 5th inning, we had 2 hits, 2 walks. 3 hits, 2 walks.
That's a good combination right there.
That is, and 3 runs is the big key.
Now let's just anchor down. Anchor down here, make the play. Again, make some pitches and let your defense hold you.
Do have Morgan Taylor mentioned he's 72 pitches in. So 6th inning here, if he can get a quick one, then he has a chance to go out and maybe complete the game.
We did some radar on the other team. It'd be interesting if we can see what Derek's is too here, if you wouldn't mind, Russ.
We'll send our handy-dandy stat keeper, Russ Toombs, down to do that.
We're just freeing up more room.
Yeah, there you go. So we head to the top of the 6th.
I'm looking out and I see the new scoreboard, but I guess it's not hooked up.
No, there's no electric to it. I asked the Mr. Davey Carl of the maintenance crew, and Matt, I've seen them today. Actually, they were up on they were working on the I guess what you call it, the air conditioner for the freezer out at the football field. They're putting in a freezer out there, or a refrigerator, big thing, and they were on top of the roof. I took their ladder down. They couldn't get down, and I took it down and walked away.
It's all fun.
I walked away, but I asked them, and they said, no, there's no electric to it yet.
Okay. And, I probably should have brought that up earlier. I've been seeing it posted on Facebook with, pictures of this field and that field and the signs. And just out of just common, what I've been doing since I've been up here, I just look
Keep
up
watching,
to look at the old scoreboard, because that's where my head usually goes, to that big tree.
Yeah.
And
well, you don't think that one thing could make a big difference, but I really, it's just a good picture looking at that new scoreboard, I think.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not the biggest thing, but it's much bigger than what we got now. But I think just with the all-around field and how nice it is, it's really another good accessory to this field, and I'm excited to see when it gets going.
Mm-hmm.
We did have Jones just picked up his second walk of the game.
So the Tigers do have a runner on first. There's a foul ball from number 11.
Lorenz.
Lorenz.
He's hitting to a fielder's choice. And
P6. Pop up.
P6, a pop up to a shortstop.
So the runner at first, not a really big lead. Morgan Thaler goes home, and there's ball high. 1-1 the count. You know, it doesn't look like that Jones has, you know, he's a little bit of a bigger guy. I don't know that he's got speed, but again, Morgan Thaler's got kind of that high leg kick. As there's a swing and a miss for strike two.
That seemed like an all or nothing swing.
Yeah, he pulled everything, head out. That's one where the coach down at third says, well, you know, I'm pretty down here, but quit looking at me.
And they had some action on the bullpen for Arcadia, so.
There's a breaking ball or changeup
nice
in
pitch
there for Derek Morgenthaler for a strikeout of Lorenz.
You know, he's really settled down now.
This is
just, you know, from the first 2 innings where balls were, you know, inside, outside, Selby had to make some good plays. You haven't seen that.
No.
I mean.
And this is the second, I've only seen this second time Derek pitches. There's a ball just a tad bit outside. Looked like the same pitch that struck out Lorenz. And this is Jones. He is 0 for 2. Morgenthaler the last time was the same way. I mean, just excellent on the mound for the most part. There's a pop-up, and that's going to be trouble. But Dalton Giesler, good hustle coming in and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And I think you mentioned Morgenthaler had a couple of hits today that's helping himself, and that's what he did last time. He had 3 hits, I think, and pitched, I think, 6 innings the same way, and he's doing that again today.
You know, some players just excel off of that. I mean, he's getting attention right now with the ball in his hand every time in the field, and that carries over to good at-bats that he's having success on.
And we have a 1-0 count here against
Muntz.
And there's a strike 1, 1-1 the count. And we still do have Jones, number 10 Jones, over here at first base. As he had a leadoff walk, I believe. And there's a foul ball off the pole right in front of us, back into play. That'll still be a foul ball.
We're going to have to be careful.
No.
That happened really quick.
It could have glanced the right side and came right at us. You never know. Precious cargo up here.
I've kind of been in little close calls on baseball the whole day.
Really?
PE out on the football field with the aluminum bats.
Really?
I'm walking down, checking out kids in the elementary
a foul ball again
on the far side, and all of a sudden an aluminum bat comes out of a high schooler's hand just a foot away from me.
Yeah. It's scary, you know, we do that too, and I mean, we just, if any bats get thrown further than 4 feet, we call them out. I mean, or maybe even less than 4 feet.
Oh, this was a good 50 feet.
There's ball high, 2-2 the count on Muntz.
But it was an accident. I mean, I know the bat was just slipped out, you know, a little bit of humidity from the football field and the turf. You get sweaty, and that happens. Just hope that nobody's there and people
There's a swing and a miss by Muntz. The ball gets past Selby. He hustles back, makes the play for the third out of the inning. So
it's a good play.
Yeah, again, just like what we seen, I think, in the first inning from Selby. It was a tough pitch to handle on the ball in the dirt, but he hustles back and makes the play, throw down to first. So the Tigers, let's see here, I think get on with 1 walk, no hits, and no runs. And the Dragons are still leading 4-1 here as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
And no action again on the trivia. Maybe people got a little aggravated on my, you know, what they looked up. So, like I said, it's my version of it, and I scrolled down and researched it a little bit. And we're looking for one name and a date.
Well, the thing is,
I gave of a volunteer firefighter, which Abner Doubleday was not, and a bank clerk.
The problem is they can't research it because they're watching the game.
I get you. I get you.
They don't want to lose our picture, lose our game, and then looking up the trivia question.
Can you open up multiple screens and stuff now? You know, you maybe minimize. You can still hear audio, and 68 to 71 for a high of 73, which sounds like we're talking about the temperature, but no, that's Derek Morgenthaler throwing some heat. 73 miles an hour was his highest. And I guess the low end of that was probably some off-speed breaking ball on that. So it's a very good range of speed. And up for the Dragons, as we can hear in the background, Grant Staffen, who has popped out to the second baseman and struck out. So let's go, Grant.
So he's due.
He is due.
0 for 2 today, and there's ball 1.
New pitcher,
We do have a new pitcher, number 3,
and that's Isaiah Gibbs. He's a sophomore.
He was playing center field, so I wonder if Pryor. Can't tell if Pryor went to center. Nope, Pryor is at short. So that shortstop was pretty good.
I thought so too.
Looks like maybe the shortstop now on center field.
23, yeah. Good eyes.
They haven't failed me yet.
Ooh,
As Staffen
4.
takes 4 straight pitches for a walk.
And up steps in
17,
Brian Selby, who, I hate to say it, struck out twice.
Yeah, you wonder here since you struck out twice, you just try to maybe get him down to bunt. You know, I always like sometimes to do that, you know, with the younger kids. Definitely work on it in practice, because if not in a game, because it just makes them keep that head down, follow the ball,
right,
for contact. Because a lot of times that's if they're swinging and missing, they're probably pulling their head a lot, and a bunt sometimes kind of gets them back on track of watching it all the way in. And that's what he's going to do, but he doesn't get the bat quite far enough out there, and he's just in the count, in the hole 0-2. So we do have Staffen down at first. Do have some work over here in the bullpen. That looks like Henson warming up again. So I would assume Morgenthaler would go back out, but just to have Henson ready. I don't know how many pitches he threw that last inning.
Oh,
and there you go. Selby gets it down. That's a great job. Sacrifice bunt by Ryan Selby moves Staffen down to second.
Yeah, two strikes. 0-2. You'd think, you know, maybe the pitcher is going to waste one, but instead he did throw one that was, you know, easily for Selby to handle for a bunt. Third time's a charm, right?
Yep, and Derek Morgenthaler steps in, and he is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Again, looking maybe to help himself out here. Grant Staffen at second. And the pitch, ball 1. 1-1 the count. 1 out here, bottom of the 6th. It'd be nice to get a few more insurance runs as we head to the 7th inning. And there's a ball outside.
That just looked filthy from here.
It broke pretty good. I guess a little too far outside for the umpire's taste. 2-1 pitch, and Morgenthaler tries to hit that one hard down the left side. When he swings, he thinks everything at the ball, hands, body. It's. We were talking about that, me and Russ, the other day. It just looks different, you know. And when we were talking about it, he then crushed a pretty good hit.
Well, he holds it down on the handle pretty good down on the knob.
There's
bouncer.
A high
could be
bouncer.
trouble. Could be
Yep.
trouble.
Second baseman gets it, throws him out at first. That moves Staffen over to third. So with 2 outs here, and when Kemper coming to bat, we do have Staffen over at third base.
And Kemper is grounded short. Grounded to the first baseman, too. So he's due. And putting the ball in play. So maybe he can find a hole somewhere and we can get this 5th run here.
Got a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch, and there's a foul ball right above our head.
That one just sailed by us.
Did.
I just think it's kind of dark. I don't know.
Yeah.
The setting here, it just seems like it's a little bit darker than, I don't know, maybe it's my eyesight going bad.
I don't know how long.
Toward the end of the year in the school year, I'm just seeing things. I don't know.
It's funny, you know, the sun was out, it was hot, and, you know, not that it's cold, but you look over and you have fans with the blankets on and sweatshirts now, and we're still at that point where even though it is hot during the day, it does cool off pretty good at night. And here's the pitch from Gibbs, and Kemper fouls that one back, and that'll make a full count, 3-2.
That was a good cut. He had a good cut. He was right on it. Just missed it.
So we have a 3-2 count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. There's the pitch, strike 3 as Kemper watches that one go by, and that'll end the inning. The Dragons unable to pick up any runs. They did have 1 walk. 1 walk, no hits, and no runs.
No runs. And this is it. This top of the 7th here. Looks like Morgan Thaler's out.
Yep.
To pitch to start off. You got Henson warmed up in case you get into trouble, so you have a plan.
Yeah, I got Derek Morgan Thaler with 6 walks and 1 hit.
It looks like we might be down into the middle bottom of the lineup for Arcadia Valley. Am I right?
Yeah.
Bottom 2? 8 and 9 up. So really important to get, you don't want to walk or hit anybody.
2 hits, 6 walks, 2 hits?
I believe it's 5 walks.
5 walks.
5 walks, 2 hits.
Okay, so 5 walks. 2 hits.
Leading off for the Tigers, number 15.
1 run
Whited.
so far. 4 strikeouts.
And number 15, Whiten, who struck out and did something else. Singled? Okay.
Yeah, I kind of missed.
One that ended up getting third out of the 3rd.
I've missed a few things times gone on in my sloppy record keeping up here. There's the pitch from Morgan Thaler, and that hits him in the foot.
Boy, it looked like it.
No. Oh, hit the
It
ground?
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he hits the ground.
Pretty sure it hit his foot, didn't it?
Boy, it came off of
He
there.
didn't, yeah.
Kind of dead, All right, come on
ball
now.
2.
One of the things you don't want to do here is put the, your 8-9 to go up there and not swing.
Yep. Strike 1 for Morgan Thaler. There you go. Yeah, just throw some strikes and let your defense make a play. And like I said, you don't want to walk a couple guys to get the tying run up. And there's a ground ball. Henson's going to charge. A little short hop, throws out at first.
Nice play.
Nice play by Henson. Good stretch by Drew Toombs, and that's the first out of the inning. As Morgan Thaler pitching into the 7th, and he's going to try to go for a complete game. We have a re-enter, I think.
Now batting, number 7. Trent
Number 7,
Trent Russell.
Russell. Guess he got pinch hit for. We missed that at some point.
It's possible. It is possible.
Yeah. I don't like to admit it, but we do screw up, I guess. And here's the first pitch from Morgan Thaler.
Oh.
Breaking ball or change up something.
Had him way out in
Yeah.
front.
Well, I thought maybe it was a breaking ball, but I don't think it really broke. I think
Almost
it was just a
corkscrewed
change up.
himself in the ground with that swing.
For strike 1, we like it. And it looks like he tried it again, tried the same pitch, and that one was in the dirt. Brings the count to 1-1. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Ball up and in. Ball. So that brings 2 balls, 1 strike.
And I would think we'd go right after him here on a 2-1.
Like everybody playing decent straight away. Boyer a little deep, maybe in right, looks like. But always easier to, you want to keep the ball in front and always easier to come forward. And here's the 3-1 pitch, ball 4 in the dirt.
Okay.
So we head to the
top of the order.
Top of the order.
Gibbs, who is, he walked, flew out a couple of times, got a base hit, I think. So he's been pretty active. So he's a dangerous hitter that, Coach McDaniel is aware of, that they're going to go out and
we're going to make a switch.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to bring Henson in, Morgan Thaler there, probably getting close to
Right.
I know he had 72 pitches, but that's a couple innings ago. So
Chad Dunsey coming in to play a position. Shortstop.
Dalton's going to catch.
Yeah. So we got Morgan Thaler's going to left. Dalton, who was in left, is going to catch. Selby is going to leave the game, I believe. Chad Dunsey is going to go to shortstop. He will probably bat in Selby's position. Hopefully we don't need to, but he'll go to short as Henson goes to the mound. So if you're keeping track at home, hopefully you got all that.
A great game by Derek Morgenthaler throwing the ball. He probably didn't want to come out of the game to pitch and wanted to maybe close it out and get the complete game. But, you know, you got to take everything as a whole and do what's best for the team.
I definitely tip my hat to him. And like I said, we talked about his
hitting.
hitting.
Two hits. He had two hits, 5 strikeouts?
5 strikeouts. Yeah, well, let me add all that up. That was a walk, right?
Right. Might have been 6 walks.
So 6
Maybe
walks.
Got my walks and strikeouts mixed up.
6 walks, 5 strikeouts, or 4, 5 or 4. 4 strikeouts, 2 hits, and only 1 run. So hopefully this runner on first will not be added. But again, you know, like I said, great quality pitching for Derek Morgenthaler. Again,
anytime you can get your starting pitcher to get into the 7th inning, that is a great quality start right there.
And only, you know, 1 run, only giving up 1 run. So a few walks, probably more than what the coaches or even Derek would like himself. But, you know, 1 run and, like I said, 7th inning is nice job. All Henson needs to do is come in and throw strikes.
That's
you know.
right.
Don't want to walk another batter and get the tying run up to the plate.
And that, you know, you do that, then you start putting pressure on your defense and your pitcher coming in. I mean, it just, you know, make the plays, make simple plays that are to you. Selby on a nice game too. You know, we had mentioned that he had struck out a couple of times. He did have a great sack bunt, but he was awesome behind the plate.
A good hustle plays. 2 times on a 3rd strike when the ball was in the dirt. And he had to hustle after it and make the throw to first. And here comes Brandon Henson's first pitch of the game, and it's strike 1.
Right down the pipe.
That's what we want. And this
you know, you don't
Gibbs.
have to worry about anything. Arcadia Valley is probably, you know, 1 out. They're not going to take a chance to get thrown out.
Yeah.
They need the runs. So, you know, just get out there and
breaking ball, strike 2 from Henson. Bring up some, do have some pitching stats on Henson, and he has pitched in 4 games. He's got a 1-0 record. He has given up 13 hits, 9 runs, 1 walk. That's good to see. Only 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 2.897 ERA, and there's a pop-up. That's trouble. Brady is not going to make it, and Staffen, I think,
he
lost it
in
too.
The lights.
And, almost got the runner going to second as he didn't know what was going to happen. Brady gave a good effort to get in here, but it was much closer for Staffen.
He did. He lost it in the lights. Yeah. He had no idea where the ball was at.
And it did look like it was probably going to carry. I mean,
and to his, you know, defense, I lost it too.
Yeah.
After a while.
Yep. Agreed. But now that brings the tying run to the plate, and we have
Helvey, who's been active also.
Yep, he did reach on an error, a fielder's choice, and a walk. So he's been on base 3 times with no hits. But
he represents the tying run.
Again, we do have first and second for the Tigers. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Dragons leading 4-1. And a 1-0 count on Helvey. Brandon Henson is coming to the game to pitch for Derek Morgenthaler. And there's a drive to right center. Wyatt Lomadier not going to get it, but Boyer does. Nice job by Boyer to run that one down. I couldn't see Boyer because of the poles, and I was looking at Wyatt, and it's thinking he wasn't running. He was kind of jogging over.
And it could be Brady might have just called from it,
yeah.
And Wyatt pulled up and kind of went in the back. And, yeah, he had a good angle toward the ball. Made a nice, sensational running play.
Nice job by Brady Boyer to get the second out of the inning.
That could have been trouble.
in steps Pryor, and he is 0 for 2 with a walk, I believe.
And 2 outs now.
This,
One more, and Henson could get his first save
yeah.
of the year to add to his stats.
Pryor, good, strong kid, and he grounds the ball to Toombs. Toombs takes the knee,
That's a
gets the
winner.
play, and that's the winner for the Dragons. Nice job by the St. Genevieve Dragons to win the second game of their doubleheader against the Arcadia Valley Tigers 4-1.
And you got to give them credit after coming. You know, this is the second game off of a doubleheader today. You know, emotional game, I'm sure, the first game against Valle and losing that game, and to really bounce back. And when things were, you know, not going so well earlier in the game for hitting-wise, they stepped it up when they got runners on in the, what was it, the 4th or 5th inning, and got some very good key hits to go along with Derek's, you know, wonderful pitching performance tonight. So
Yeah,
hats off for the Dragons to, you know, come back and take this game against Arcadia Valley. Good job.
so the total pitching, again, mainly done by Derek Morgenthaler, but Henson comes in at the end. Henson does no walks, gives up 1 hit, and no runs. So total, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, 3 hits on 1 run for the Tigers. And I have for the Dragons, they picked up 4 walks and 7 hits and 4 runs. So in all, the hitting for is what made the difference between the Dragons and the Tigers. The Tigers 3 hits, the Dragons 7 hits.
And do we know where the Dragons play again? Do they play again sometime soon? Next week? Conference tournament starts next week. And I guess all the seedings and all that will happen probably in the next day or two to figure out who is what. So conference tournament coming up next week. Then you probably have a couple of games before districts start. So
yeah, we're
you know,
winding down here.
It is. You get into May here and things happen pretty quickly. It kind of wraps up. So, you know, you can tell, you look down at their huddle down there, they seem pretty excited and happy that, you know, they came away with at least 1 victory today. And, you know, Arcadia Valley, we mentioned that they were, you know, 10-4, a respectable team coming in. So, and they did put up a pretty good fight, only losing 4-1. Great hitting tonight, you know, in the middle part of the game by St. Gen, and that's it carried over. I want to get back to our trivia question here before we end up here, because we had nobody come up with the right answer.
Yeah.
We did have some Abner Doubleday answers that were incorrect. Actually, the date was 1845 by Alexander Joy Cartwright.
Alexander Joy Cartwright. Interesting. Now, do they have a reason why it's him instead of what?
The reason why, there was a group in New York called the Knickerbocker Baseball Club that kind of formed baseball, and he kind of was the person that established the game rules of how it needs to be played. And he actually started, instead of tagging runners on a tag out, to throw the ball at people for an out. Old wiffle ball rules.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, but then they changed that later on because I guess somebody got killed or hurt or something. I don't know. But that Alexander Joy Cartwright is our answer, and I'll eat that blizzard on me tonight.
There you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed the trivia question brought to you by Dennis Kreitler and family.
I guess I'll have an easier one next time we do
Well,
this.
that's
so.
a good one. I like that one.
All right. For the 5 people that were out there watching it. One of you tried.
We
so.
do. I did find some.
Maybe I should give it to the person that tried.
There you go. Well, let's not get a trophy to everybody. Come on, we don't want to start doing that.
Okay.
I do. You talked about the baseball conference is this next week. Track, we mentioned this yesterday. Track conference is tomorrow. And so that'll be exciting for the track guys. District golf is starting next week, and that's actually at St. Genevieve for our golf team. And so that they'll, you know, again, moving right into districts and in the sectionals the week after. So a lot of these sports are picking up a lot of their end of their season stuff, and just like same way with school. School's coming in. I think we're in the teens.
19, 18, something like that.
Something like that. And not that we're counting, but also wanted to mention that next Wednesday, I believe there's a doubleheader baseball for JV. Since JV did not play today against Valle and AV, we're going to do the same thing. The JV's going to play against Valle and AV in a doubleheader just like this. And so that'll be good for the JV players.
I guess if we're thinking of maybe a player of the game for this game, I would probably have to cast my vote on Derek Morgenthaler. The way he pitched in and hit the ball. Yeah, it was kind of an all-around performance. What do you think?
I would definitely agree. I mean, as far as it's always tough to pick a one. We do the same thing in basketball. It's hard to pick MVP on games a lot of times, but when you got a pitcher that did what Derek did and then also hit, I think it is somewhat easy to pick him as. Now, some guys made some really good plays in the field, and other guys had big hits. What inning was that where we picked up? Was it three runs?
We
the
had
fifth
Lomandir.
inning?
Lomandir had a single, maybe. Giesler. I don't know. Maybe I'm
Boyer.
thinking the middle of your order had singles.
It was Boyer had a single RBI. Toombs had a single RBI.
2 runs.
2 RBIs in that one. So, there were some big hits by those guys. Vaith had an RBI. A lot of guys had some single hits, but for RBIs. But as far as multiple hits, great pitching. Derek Morgenthaler is definitely, I think, the choice for this game. And it's nice to be able to pick one because we really couldn't pick one against Valle. It was just a tough game, but against a great team. I did want to mention, you talked about how excited they were down at the huddle. And I think, and I had this on my mind, I think that's kind of the key for this team. They need some excitement. They need some rah-rah, and they somebody to get this team going a lot because you just, you hear it in the dugouts, or you don't hear it in the dugouts, I should say. You don't hear a lot of that. And not that I'm a cheerleader guy. Never liked our guys to do cheers, but, to get excited. And I remember Wyatt Lomadir's first at bat or first hit. And when he slid into second, got up, and he was,
excited.
Clapping or I don't know what he muscle up or whatever he did, but he looked right in the dugout and got, and that's what I think these guys need. Like, I think they have baseball skills and are a good quality team, but I think they need to get that excitement, that
a little
belief.
swagger
Yes.
through the game. Get that excitement when you get a big hit like that. To show some enthusiasm. Get your dugout and your teammates into the game. That passion.
Yes, I like the word. We use that a lot, passion, and because when you get that going, better things do happen. I mean, when you work hard and you're excited and things, the good things will happen. When you're kind of mopey and you're not giving every effort that you have, things don't usually happen, and so it makes a big difference. And I think if the Dragons can find that with a few guys to kind of be those verbal rah-rah guys, I think it may help them.
And hopefully it'll carry on. We're looking at the record of 7-12. Not sure where that's going to be for seeding in conference and districts and all that stuff, but you need to have some of that excitement and stuff like that to carry on, and you never know.
Yep.
It's like you get into those tournaments. The record doesn't mean too much.
That's right. Well, I think, honestly, when you look at the teams, Valle is obviously above every team in the conference. But then I think after that, you really drop down to probably North County. I think Russ mentioned that. Farmington we beat.
Mm-hmm.
Park Hills was a 1-run game.
Right.
North County got away from us. I do remember that one. That was early. Yes.
But you're there.
Yeah.
You're within the game.
So
there.
You get in that pool play. You're going to be in a pool. You're probably, hopefully not with this win, going to put you in the pool with Valle. I wouldn't think so. So now you're in you're in a pool that you got a chance to go out and win every game of that pool play, and then hopefully when you come out of the pool play, then you just got to win the big one. And that's what you want to do. You want to get yourself to a position where you can have that one awesome game and maybe beat the team that maybe on paper you're not supposed to, and that's when it's exciting for, I think, teams, especially if you're the underdog team. Is you just find ways to kind of get you that and make something happen.
Exactly. All right, Rob.
Well,
I think we're about time to wrap things
I know
up.
Coach McDaniel has a couple other real radio stations to talk to. I don't know why we're not important,
Yeah.
but so I don't think we're going to stick around. And I'm glad that it was fun. I'm glad Monkey got to join us for this one. And
I'd like to do some more. Hopefully, coming up we can get together and have another a day that we can do this.
Yeah,
I really enjoy it.
I don't think we'll have the top seed, so our pool play next week probably won't be. So none of the games next week will be at home, but then after that, hopefully we got a couple that we can be here and bring it to you. Appreciate everybody listening, and hope you have a great night, and we will see you next time.